So, Isabel had her first class today at school, and in the class description, the professor was saying, she said, "I swear a lot, I smoke during class, and queer up the class as much as you can."
I smoke during class?
Yeah, and so when I was watching Isabel's Zoom call, she just stopped teaching and just lit a cigarette.
Hell yes.
And then when people were asking questions, they're like, "Oh, what do I got to do for like the weekly essay?" She just goes, "Write whatever the fuck you want." She said fuck every other sentence.
What course is this?
It was some Aboriginal course.
What if he goes swearing and smoking class?
Then I'd be like, makes sense.
Okay, well, she's pretty.
She's getting what she paid for.
She's acting within the bounds of her job.
I understand. I understand. Well, that's...
It just caught me by surprise, and it just kind of made me feel uneasy to hear how much she was swearing.
You know what that makes me feel like? I mean, as someone who's going to be a teacher, to me that stinks of someone who's like trying way too hard to be kind of like rebellious.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
That's what it sounds like to me. Is someone who's like, I'm a cool professor. I'm a cool teacher. Like, I'm not going to do any of the shit that, other teachers do. Like, I'm outside of the box. Like,
yeah, she went,
that sort of
we got no fucking tests. You can wear whatever the fuck you want to class. I wear whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, I didn't like it.
God bless.
Yeah, that sounds like someone going through a midlife crisis or something to me.
Half her head was shaved.
Oh.
Like the left side shaved and the right side not.
Okay. Interesting fashion
rock and roll, baby.
Rock and roll.
That's rock and
She
that's the
didn't
game.
look like a rock and roll.
That is the game.
Patrick, really quickly, could you pass me Godzilla from behind you?
So he can kiss him on the mouth.
He just goes and puts him back.
Put his head in your mouth.
What? Yeah, God.
It's just vinyl. It's my toy. I'd like you to replace him.
Whoa!
I felt like spicing it up, and I was gonna bring a different. I was gonna bring a not Godzilla thing, and then I was like, you know what? I'm grabbing fucking Mecha Godzilla. Why the fuck not? Mecha Godzilla 3.
No, you put
by
it
the
in
way.
your mouth.
Yeah, no, put it in your mouth. Okay. And there we go. Look at that set decks. Set decks.
So I want to.
we didn't.
We did.
We did. Oh.
It's because last time we changed them and then realized they weren't in frame.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I went to Dollarama today, and I picked up one of these like bathroom like kind of organizing bin things. So now I have like a really nice organized thing where I have like my razor in one of them, my facial moisturizer in one of them, my deodorant in one of them. It's really cool. And I'm very happy about it.
He's getting his life together.
I am getting it does feel like I'm getting my life together in a strange way. Like doing something small like that makes you feel like everything's coming together properly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything to get off their chest here before we get rolling?
I think I did have something to get off.
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
You can.
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Take a smoke break. Smoke mid-show.
Smoke mid-show.
I don't have anything
Stink up this tiny little room with smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's the cold open. It sounds.
That's
cool.
the cold open. I guess we're starting the show. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Can we cut in and like add this to the cold open right now? Ready? And no I'm kidding. I don't know. I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Well, if it comes to you at any point in the show, I don't care what we're talking about.
Just
Please
say it and then we'll
bring
cut
it up
it in.
and be like, by the way, this is what I would have said. No, we'll leave it like as it comes. Like, by the way, this is what I would have said.
You know, I told Patrick and Malcolm that my new razor came in, and it's
Mm.
unbelievably cool. Like I told Patrick I was using it, and I was like, "Is it not working or something?" 'Cause I didn't feel, when you like shave and you feel friction on your face, like the hairs are getting pulled almost, or getting like cut deep. Like you feel like it feels like a friction. Like it feels like it feels kind of like heavy on the skin. It felt so light and nothing was happening. I was like, "There's nothing happening," and then I look in this and like the hair's gone. It's like super smooth, nice shave.
When are you going to use it on your testicles?
Well, here's the thing. I was actually considering this because I was like, what am I going to use on my pelvic region? And to me, it's like I've been using the replaceable heads with the Gillette before. And then now I'm like, should I get one of those, like, not like a Manscaped or like kind of like that sort of thing? I know Philips has one where it's like a one blade.
The green one,
It's
right?
an electrical one.
Yeah, that's what Michael and I have. I
Is
cannot...
It work
Michael
well?
and I?
Well, we use it as our face shaver. He has his own like Manscaped
Well, there's one that-
thing.
there's
I
one-
use the green one for
The
my
lawn-
testicles.
So you use the green one for your testicles, and he uses the green one for his face.
Yeah.
He uses the lawn.
Oh!
He uses the lawnmower, right?
Oh,
Yeah, he has like whatever lawnmower fucking
Does he
one
know
for his
this?
balls. No,
I'm
I
good.
don't think so.
No way, dude.
I just didn't tell him.
evil.
Yeah.
But also,
You're evil,
Dude,
and you
that's
use it on your face too.
Yeah.
dude, it's just a way for
It's
Matty
my
to
balls.
put his balls on his face.
Pretty much.
But what I was gonna say is that there's one called the Philips One Blade that you're talking about.
Yes.
There's one I saw at Walmart. It's like $50-$60, and there's one that says like face, and there's one that says face and body. So I'm assuming you have the face and body one, because if it's just the face one, it'll probably mess you up.
I guess I don't know. It's a whole fucking.
But so to me,
thing.
it's like the razor that I have is one piece, right? And I can replace the inner blade, but I don't want to use it. I'm only gonna use it on my face because the metal part would be touching everything else. So I want to have like my own separate thing for like below the belt grooming.
And I'm terrified that he doesn't have his own. You just use the same thing for everything?
No,
Yeah.
and
then your brother unknowingly
Oh my God.
uses it on his face.
you use the same one for downstairs as upstairs for yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's my fucking. First of all,
Okay, but it's downstairs for you and upstairs for Michael.
Well,
If you gotta,
for him,
I'm talking about just himself. Like you should probably clean it though.
well, I do. Yeah, it's waterproof. Like you can rinse it and shit.
No, I'm saying like with
afterwards.
soap to like disinfect it from downstairs. Is all I'm
Oh,
saying.
that I don't. I'm not using soap. It's just a quick rinse, and that's fucking it. But it's also, what would it get infected with? All it's doing is
No,
touching like my
I'm not-
stomach.
I'm not implying that something's dirty down there. I'm just saying that it's just, to me, I feel like those areas shouldn't mix at all.
I'm
Sure.
implying that you're
What are you implying?
you're a dirty human being with STDs all over your
Oh
body.
my
Yep.
goodness.
So
Well, again, it's my dick and balls. So
you want STDs on your face?
no, but I'm saying there's no STDs on my dick and balls. So
Anyway,
how
so
would it be?
so my
So
point
you
is,
think.
my point is now I have this beautiful new razor.
Mm.
It's smooth as hell. You get one and you keep it, and I just have like these like little metal replacing razors, and they're like $10 for a 100 pack, and they're very nice. And now I got to figure out the downstairs situation. Like, what am I going to use moving forward?
Manscaped.
I was thinking about it, but like those kind of things are super expensive, and I just made a huge
I just got one
purchase.
from
so-
Shoppers, just an easy trim, just works good.
Like, how much are those?
$45.
Yeah, so I was at the Walmart, and there was one that was like a Phillips one blade that Matty says he uses like face and body. It's like 60 or something.
Yeah, they work fine.
I'm gonna wait till get my paycheck, and then I'll hop on that.
Mm.
So we good to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
No, we haven't
All right.
actually introed the show yet.
Oh, we haven't.
We
No.
just started talking
All right.
about the
we
razor.
can clip that stuff towards the cold open if we want, or we can just cut it. Doesn't matter.
I was thinking technically it could all just be part of the open.
Sure.
Maybe it is. Welcome back to episode 26 of Wildly Adequate. Show about
Wow.
anything, everything, usually nothing. I am 1/4 of your hosting crew, looking full white trash today with my sleeveless shirt and fucking trucker hat that Malcolm got me a while ago, Mr. Matthew Urso. And I am joined, as always, by...
The illustrious one, Patrick
Oh,
Fahim.
He's bringing it back.
Wasn't that me?
That was you, but I'm stealing it.
Oh, that's
I'm
true.
also the illustrious one, Mark.
You can't do that.
I can. I just did it.
I'm Malcolm.
And we had a show to do today.
We got a humdinger of a show.
We got a humdinger. I don't know what anybody else's topics are, but I know you guys know mine. I'm excited. Malcolm's got
excited.
something. Let's take it away.
Let's do it. I want to go 5
Oh,
rounds
no.
each.
No.
of Bean Boozled.
Oh,
my
Shit.
God.
I thought you were about to shush him. When Patrick's like, no, you're like, shh, be quiet.
Shit.
Right, I want to put this.
Fuck.
I'll put it right
Okay,
here
no,
in the middle.
for those
So
of
really
you that,
quickly.
for those of you that don't know, the way the game works is that you spin the wheel, and you have to eat the jelly bean that it lands on. So, for example, the light blue could either be toothpaste or it could be blueberry. So
Yeah.
it's one bad flavor, one good flavor
Toothpaste isn't bad.
per color. That's probably one of the better ones. But there's one that's like
There's like skunk and throw up.
there's
and
skunk spray, licorice. There's a bunch of gross, like it's skunk spray or licorice. That's one of them, for
Yeah.
example.
So you don't have to play, or it's
I'm
just-
playing with you guys.
Two
Yeah, I'm
questions,
playing
or
good.
one question, one statement. One, are we like, not to turn it into a game, but like, are we scoring this in any way or keeping track of like who gets good ones and who gets bad ones?
No.
We don't have to, but
No.
I think we'll just
We're
do
just
it.
putting it in
How
our
would you
mouths.
win?
I don't know. No,
You just
there's
got lucky. I got all the good
there's
ones.
no win.
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Winner.
make a game out of it. I just wanted everyone to eat these jelly beans and enjoy themselves or hate themselves.
Well, this is
Great.
good because we'll be able to just chat about basically whatever we want
Yeah.
while eating. So,
Yeah.
Patrick, if your thing from the cold open you couldn't remember comes to you, let us know. Second thing, I'm sure you guys are excited to know on the back of this. 2 new flavors and one that is new to me because I haven't seen it.
Interesting.
Birthday cake
Ooh, that sounds good.
or dirty dishwasher.
That
Oh.
sounds good.
Water.
Birthday cake sounds good.
Birthday cake. It's a gummy. It's a candy.
Probably
I don't
tastes
want to
good,
taste
though. Probably
cake
tastes good.
when
Probably
eating a
tastes
gummy.
It
Probably
tastes
good.
like sprinkles. It tastes like
The
vanilla.
2 new ones here, and
It's
it
vanilla,
says
bro.
new on the box, cappuccino
Ugh.
or liver and onions,
Oh, wow.
and pomegranate or old bandage.
Oh God!
Ew, dude.
I am repulsed.
That's so
and
gross.
would not like to
Yeah,
start.
let's put it in
One thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna start And
Oh, wow.
I want someone else to start.
Well,
will
I've
s-
also said I'm not
I'll
going to start.
start. I'll start.
Thank God. Let's make it Mark's problem.
All right.
I want to jump
you
right
take
in.
The spinner, take the spinner on
The
your turn
spinner.
and then spinner.
Should I hold it up while I spin it?
I don't fucking care.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put my mic down just to spin it.
Here we go. He's spinning. So how's everybody else doing now that we're setting ourselves up for this torture?
I guess I don't have to put it.
Who's sweating?
Wait,
Who's shitting
does that count?
themselves?
No,
maybe
it doesn't
maybe get
count.
maybe hold Matty hold it up straight and then Mark can like spin it while you're holding it up.
I don't know if that's gonna work that
Like
well.
like hold the corner.
That's not
Hold the
gonna work.
corner.
Hold the corners, Matt. Hold the
What do
corners,
you mean
Matt.
hold the...
Like one corner maybe.
like that. This is not working.
This is
dude.
such a garbage
Wait,
wheel.
That's a
let's-
terrible wheel.
Let's see if it can. So is it actually gonna spin if I hold it?
No.
It's not.
I think what Matty did was
Oh.
okay.
Okay, so mine landed right in between two.
Well, you see, you have to spin it again.
Pick
so one. Can I just pick one?
Pick one. Fuck it.
One of them's
Take the red one.
toasted marshmallow or stink bug.
Or old bandage and pomegranate.
Yeah.
I say old bandage.
Go for
What does that
it.
even mean? How do you?
Put it in your
know.
mouth.
To me,
Pick
it's
the
Put it in your
color.
mouth.
it's kind of it's the only reddish pinkish one.
Reddish pinkish.
Yeah.
This one.
You double check.
You
Yeah.
want to say with
that
dots?
should be that
Polka
one.
dots?
Yeah, there's only
That's
one
the
red.
bandage one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bandage or
Dude,
pomegranate.
how do they?
Here we
You know
go.
what's scaring me? How they found out what the taste was and then actually perfected it.
Mhm.
And then,
They
Because
definitely
every
didn't
time
perfect
we
it.
tried it, it's like very accurate to what it is for the most part. You know?
Yeah, if you get like, I don't know if it's actually in this one, but in the past when you would get like either chocolate or like canned dog food, and you'd be
Oh,
eating the canned
God.
dog food one, and not that I've ever eaten canned dog
This
food,
tastes exactly like that
but
one
it
time.
tastes like it's got that like meaty, like that
Mm.
smell you
Ew,
get. It
that's
has
nasty.
that
It's impressive
taste.
that they
Yeah,
can-
it's fucking. Are you a pomegranate person though? Like, do you even know what pomegranate is?
is
What'd you get?
Or
I
what
think
it
I got
tastes like?
pomegranate.
He thinks he got pomegranate.
You
It
think?
tastes relatively fruity. I don't like fruits generally, but
Okay.
If it tastes fruity, I think there's,
you
there's
got
no,
you
there's
got
no
prom-
doubt.
you got
I think the
pomegranate.
fact that I'm not like gagging is probably.
Also a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
sign.
yeah,
Also a
yeah.
good sign.
I don't know,
Okay,
it's
so
kind
you're
of
saying-
it's kind of a little bit gross though. I don't know.
Mm.
You're not a fruit guy. That's the thing.
Matty, you wanna
All right, Matt.
go ahead and take a
guess.
shot?
What if it is the bandage though?
Maybe it is.
How do you not know? I'm angry.
But maybe that's a good sign. Maybe bandage is like
Ah.
not that bad.
I think it tastes a little rubbery.
No. You're convincing yourself.
I think it
now.
tastes a little rubbery.
Malcolm, could you do the honors and just spin every time so
Sure,
we don't have to
yeah,
keep passing
yeah.
this thing around?
It's
I
a lot
put my
easier.
fate in your hands.
Okay, that's a pretty good.
What is
spin.
that?
Orange.
That is strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish.
Strawberry. Ugh. So it's like the orange one with spots,
Yeah.
which is different from peach. How
But it's
exactly?
like it looks.
Can you see it, Matty?
It looks almost identical.
to peach. Interesting.
Oh wait, I think it's.
Peach
This
looks
one?
like more of a neon-y
I think it's
one.
No, I don't know. I think it's, no. This is this one. It's this one.
Patrick, can you
The
refill me
peach
with
one
water,
is
please?
darker.
Fuck it.
Thank you.
So my options are strawberry, banana smoothie, or dead fish. Fuck
Oh, this is for you, Matty.
sakes. Yeah.
Thank you. No more, more.
Hey,
you gotta chew it. What the fuck? You spit it out. Dude, you gotta chew it.
fuck.
You have to swallow
He just he like 2 chews and he spat it.
Wait, do we have to swallow it?
I
Let's
swallowed mine,
Let's
dude.
swallow it.
You have to.
Let's-
Okay,
you
Matty,
have to
go.
swallow it.
Is it in the
Go
garbage?
go
I'm
again.
not fishing it
Go
out
get
of the
it.
garbage.
Go get it.
You know,
Here-
next round, if he gets a
From
bad
here
one, he's
on
gotta
out,
put
I'll
it down.
swallow them. I'm not fishing that.
Dude, I'm
garbage
pretty
out of the
sure that
garbage.
was Band-Aid because now it tastes like rubber in my
All
mouth.
right, Patrick, ready?
So you got dead fish?
Ugh.
I love fish though.
Probably not dead though.
Does it actually taste fishy?
It's I don't know. It's
Patrick?
almost fishy, but just wrong.
Right?
Oh,
Dead
fuck.
fish?
It's the same thing.
You spinned it horribly.
I didn't spin. I spun. I
Got
just
that
did
one
it.
Right there. Oh.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
It is.
All right, Patrick.
Please God, please, please.
I swear to you know what my theory
Patrick's
is
gonna
before you
get,
go.
like 5 perfect.
My theory is that 80% of them are bad, and it's just like every once
Probably,
in a while or
yeah.
something. I wonder if it says anything on there about if it's
I
50-50.
don't think so.
Yep, dead fish. Oh my God, this is absolutely disgusting.
why
You
I
like fish? You like fish?
That's
This
why I
is not
spat mine
spin out for
out
me.
instantly.
I have to swallow it.
Yeah.
Now you know why I spat mine out after like 2 chews. It was literally 1 chew to like break
Yeah,
the
that's
shell.
what I'm saying.
The second one to like get to the meat of it, and then I was like, nope, this is disgusting. Is this gonna be the first time somebody throws up on this show?
Swallow with water. Swallow with water. Swallow
Yeah,
with
that's
water.
what I am gonna do.
You
If
have
I
water.
chew it and it's
You have-
gross, I'm swallowing it like
Yeah,
a
baby.
pill.
Patrick, spin it for
down.
me.
He
Spin it
absorbed
for
the
me.
power from it.
Spin it for
Patrick,
me.
yeah, hold the corner like that.
Don't give me no dead fish.
That's good.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's the same thing.
Again, spin
Wait,
it
wait, wait.
again.
I'm gonna spin it again. I'm gonna spin it from here.
Spin it again. Okay, it hit your hand.
Hold on. There we go.
Mhm, mhm.
The blue. So either toothpaste or berry.
Fucking-
You lucky
What a
bastard.
fucking piece of shit. He's either just getting
Berry, baby. It's
He's either
berry.
just
Damn
getting
it.
berry
Give
or
me that
mint.
shit. 5 rounds
Alright,
each, you
we're,
said?
we're just gonna spin it here.
Yeah.
5 rounds each?
Yeah.
Do it.
God damn, this is gonna
Bro, let's
be
do
a
3
long-
rounds each.
We'll
It's
see
gonna
how
take too long.
we'll see how
Just
long
one
it
round.
takes. We'll
Okay.
see what the time's at. All right.
Oh,
All right. You're at
peach.
peach or barf.
Peach or
Oh,
Ah!
the barf one is so bad.
Peach
or barf.
What's this one?
the neon-y pink
Dude,
looking one.
Dude, the barf one is so bad.
It has to be peach. There's no way.
I don't know how after
Thank
3
God.
seconds.
Peach? You lucky bastard.
Mm.
There's no way.
It tastes like a sour peach. It's good.
Oh my god.
All right.
James.
Matty.
Oh, thank God! Dude, the vomit one is so bad. the vomit one makes you want to vomit right away.
Ready, Matty?
Oh, I'm ready. All right.
That's blueberry. That's.
It's right in the middle, so let's go blueberry.
Oh, thank God.
Blue one.
You are a noble and generous god, because it's either mint or blueberry.
Toothpaste?
I'll tell you right now. That's some good mint.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
That's
come on.
blue.
What is this nonsense? We're gonna do the same shit.
Oh, for me, I have to get the fucking
You
bad
know,
one.
I mean, we did a couple in a row, and we had to respin for me. So let's respin for you.
This is true. I think
you ended up for your respin. You got blue. Just
I
for
know.
the
I was
record.
happy. I was happy.
I
Maybe
think
you'll be
two-
happy
I think
again.
2 in a row is the limit.
Juicy pear or booger?
Yay!
Bro, that one
Yeah,
is the
green.
that one's the grossest one I've ever tried.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a green
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I'm praying for you, Patrick.
Come on, Pat. Come on, Pat.
I'm
Pat.
not praying on your
Get the
downfall.
boogie. Get the
I'm praying
boogie,
for your
man.
soul.
I'd like to see a booger reaction.
Hey, asshole.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, I can fucking smell it.
Close your mouth, bro.
Turn the fan off. Turn the fan off. Fuck, that flew it right out of Patrick's mouth into my face. Jesus.
I have to swallow it.
Jesus Christ. Patrick, like, chewed that apart and sat there with his mouth open, and the fucking fan turned and just blew it right in my face.
I can't.
You have water. You have water. Just
Yeah,
put it in your
swallow
mouth.
it like a
Like
pill.
a pill. Like a pill.
Why are you chewing it more? Just swallow.
He wants to be a man.
Oh, I smell
Boogie.
it again. Fuck.
Boogie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, some of it's stuck in my teeth.
Oh.
Say, yeah, that's why
All
you
right.
don't gum
Oh,
it
that shit for
down.
me. Give me a blue, please.
God
But
damn it.
do not, Patrick. Let me spin it. Let me spin it.
Fuck
I can actually get a
that.
good spin on it. Ready?
Jesus Christ.
We got toasted marshmallow or stink bug.
Which one's that?
That's the one that's
It's
white
like the
and
white
brown.
and brown looking one.
White and brown looking one.
Here, I'll pick it up.
It's right. It's one of those.
If I get all 5 of them as like garbage ones, I might puke.
Well, you're 2 for 2 so far.
It's
I'm
the-
2 for 2 technically
Based on
too,
Patrick's reactions,
That's the
I'm really
Yeah.
scared. Give me fucking toasted marshmallow.
Stink bug. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. What is it? You have to. You made me swallow boogers. You have to. What's the bad one?
Just drink, stink bug. Just drink it
bug.
with
You
water.
have
Drink
to,
it with
bro.
water.
You have
Drink it with
to.
water.
Just
Swallow
down
it.
it like a pill
Chug
with
it.
water.
No, not without water.
No one told me I couldn't do water. I did water.
If you're a man, you'll do it without water.
Oh, no. Why do you guys keep chewing?
Just drink water. Drink water. Drink water. Drink water. There you go. Get it out of there.
You took the easy way out.
That's fucking gross.
Aren't you glad this
Stink
is your
bug?
topic?
Yeah. Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
God.
One more each. Let's do 3 each.
Let's go 4 each.
Just
That's
do
not
5,
enough.
bro.
This
Let's
was,
do the
this
5.
was so quick. It was
Malcolm's
so quick.
plan was to do 5. Let's do 5.
I can't believe how potent these things are from a smell perspective, because I also smell Malcolm's, and it stings the nostrils, as Ron
stings.
Burgundy once said.
You want
bro.
Oh
Stings the
god,
nostrils.
that one was fucking terrible.
Oh, guys, smell it.
That's what I'm saying. Patrick's
Oh
is
my
the
god,
same
it
way.
smells so bad.
Right? Fuck the stink bug.
Same
Stink
one.
bug?
Same one.
All right. The white and yellowy looking one.
God, please fucking get stink bug.
Okay, you have to down it with that water. It's BS, bro. You got to down with that water.
I couldn't. There was no way on earth I could do that.
Down it or like drink water after.
You can drink water after, but you got to down it with that
I would have
water.
thrown up if there was no water in my
Then
mouth.
throw up
On the table?
on the table.
I don't know how Mark. There's no way Mark got what I got.
Yeah.
I did. It's so fucking gross, bro. I'm trying not to think.
This guy almost puked. How are you not about to puke?
He's trying not to think. He's trying.
This guy had to hold back his puke twice. Are you gonna start
You
crying?
guys are insane for taking as many chews as you're doing. I would take like 1 or 2 chews and then just suck that thing
I
down.
can do it.
The thing is, I don't want to have it stuck in my throat,
Malcolm,
and then
please, water,
I'm
please.
breathing in and out, and it's just like that taste.
Bro,
I
it's stuck in my molars.
That's so gross.
We're gonna need so much water after this topic. Grab that
Bro,
fucking.
I've never
Sour
tasted
Patch
anything like
Kids
that before.
bag.
It's like
Me
it's like
neither.
acidic and gross.
Get
Yeah.
that Sour Patch Kids bag after. And
Yeah,
let me
yeah. I'm
eat
gonna
some
put
of
some of
those.
those
Oh, the stink bug is just hitting me now.
Yeah, the smell.
That's so gross.
fuck is this?
All right,
Maddie,
Malcolm,
you ready?
Spin this fucking garbage.
Ugh.
I don't want to do this anymore.
This
Oh,
has
that
to
was a
be-
good spin.
This has to be unhealthy. Like
Oh.
there has to be adverse.
Tutti fruity or stinky
oh,
socks?
dude, stinky socks is so bad. Which one is it? Let me see which one it is.
It's
Like
the
white
really
fucking
colorful
color
one. The
Wait,
really
is that- no, that's
colorful one.
birthday cake.
Tutti fruity.
Let's just see it. Let me see it.
Oh yeah.
Colorful one.
Is
Really
it this
colorful.
looking one?
Yeah.
Maddie,
Yeah.
No.
The pink one with like
Maddie,
the red.
it's the white rainbow.
the pink one and the red and blue and shit.
Is it?
I
Yeah.
think so. Because the only other one in there that looks like it would be
Birthday
the
cake.
white
Bottom left.
looking one.
That's
which
that-
is
that's birthday cake.
or the
Oh,
popcorn
yeah, yeah.
one.
That's
Make sure it's
right.
not the brown and only brown. Yeah, it's that
Yeah,
one.
it's
That's
right.
the one.
That's the one.
All
That's
right,
the one.
everybody, pray on my soul. What is this? Tutti
Malcolm-
frutti
Malcolm-
Or stinky
Malcolm-
socks.
Malcolm prayed that Mark got stink
What?
bug, so he's
No, no, spinner.
Oh, what about it?
he wants it.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Son of a fucking! You haven't gotten anything bad yet.
I got 2 fails. One I spat out right away.
And then
And
the
one was toothpaste.
Bro, that makes everyone gets one spit out because you got to spit out.
Or I do a bonus one.
He doesn't.
All right,
want
Sure.
it.
the
He doesn't
bonus.
Can you fill me up
Ready,
with water,
Patrick?
please?
Patrick, ready?
Please.
What do you mean you have water?
Bro, it's I want to just be full for when I go again.
I'm
please.
not gonna make you
No,
full.
no, from
I'm
Mal-
not
from-
gonna
from
sacrifice
Malcolm.
mine. He barely has any left.
What was
It
that?
was the same
Malcolm?
thing everyone's got like 4 times.
Wait, what?
What?
It was dead fish.
Am I down
I'm
to
just
eat
gonna
it?
respin it for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, good spin.
You lucky
Yeah.
bastard.
Oh, it's
lucky
Patrick
fucking
this
Are you sure
bastard.
it's the right one?
Can go big.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one blue.
Toothpaste or blueberry?
You spin that
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste. Mint.
Fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
You gotta
Nothing wrong
freshen
with
up your
that.
breath a little
There's
bit.
absolutely nothing wrong with that.
It's a
Bro,
good
my
palate
breath,
cleanser.
bro, my breath stinks.
You
Fucking
need,
gross.
you
I
need
know my
toothpaste.
best things.
Tutti toasted marshmallow or stink
Please.
Fuck you, Malcolm.
Should we spin it again? So we can get a different
Nah,
one?
let's give it to him again.
Maybe you'll get toasted marshmallow this time, bro. It's so gross. It's a subtle grossness. It's not like.
It's not subtle gross. It's all the way gross.
I actually don't know if we have any left.
Wait, I
Please
got.
don't have any left. Please.
I'll
just
I'll
respin
find it for you.
No, let's respin it.
White and brown
Respin
one.
it.
Right?
Yep.
There's none left. There was
Respin it,
there was
respin it,
two- There was
respin it,
two
respin it.
stink bugs in the whole pack.
Apparently.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah,
give
that was it.
they didn't give us any toasted
So
marshmallow.
it's a little mixed and matched.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
that's
Let's
true. They
respin that.
fucked us on that one.
That didn't spin. There we go.
Tutti frutti.
That one is strawberry banana or dead fish. Okay,
I
one more
don't like
time.
banana or dead fish.
What? Give him strawberry banana or dead fish.
Yeah, it landed on this. It landed on in between the blue and that
Which
one
one's
again.
strawberry, banana, or dead fish? What's that
It
one
is
look
the
like again?
orange with red speckles in it. Look, it should look like
My
this,
heart
Maddie.
is pounding
Light
right now.
orange, a pale orange, like that one. That's the one.
Oh, yes.
Yep, that's the one.
Not the neon-y looking one.
Come on,
Malcolm,
come on,
God
come on,
bless.
come on. Please.
Dead fish.
Dead fish, dead fish,
God
dead fish.
bless.
Dead fish. Dead
Yeah!
fish. Yeah! Down it. Down it.
Jesus Christ. Why are we doing this to ourselves? I'm so happy I didn't eat dinner before I came, so I like
Just
don't.
vomit
I'm
it
not
up.
like full.
This
of
is the
food.
most. Yo, you didn't eat dinner before you came?
No.
What are you,
Okay,
what are you gonna eat afterwards?
I think Mom made steak and like Caesar salad and shit,
nice.
so I'm pretty much booked up.
Is there extra steak at your house?
No.
You're trying to go.
There isn't extra steak.
No.
Oh, dude.
You know that for a fact?
Yes. Why do you always ask me, is there extra so-and-so at the house? Like, you think my mom makes, like, there's 4 of us, but she makes 5
What if
steaks
someone wants
just
to
for
eat 2
fun?
steaks? What if someone wants to eat 2 steaks?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Honestly, it was bad, but it wasn't nearly as bad as stink bug.
Yeah?
It really wasn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Who are we on now?
This is my turn number.
This is your 4th.
4.
Okay.
Oh.
How about we cap it off with this, huh?
Nah.
So wait. There's no extra steak at your house.
Fuck.
No.
Fuck. That's so bad.
Okay, ready?
I got one good one. One. You spin it for yourself?
He did, and he did a good spin too.
I think you're red again.
It's the old bandage again. I did that one.
No, but you
I
got
just-
it though.
no.
But you got it.
But I'm willing to go again.
You got
Yeah,
it.
just let him go again. Look at his,
I
look
got
at
the
his
same
face
one.
when he had the bandage in his
I
mouth.
had the
Let him
same
go
gross one, bro.
think you should do it again, but it's okay.
Everything's still in my mouth.
Red again.
Just give it here.
It's fate.
Give it here.
It's meant to be. He has to do the
Let's do
red.
the proper
Eat the
There's
red.
only so many flavors. What do you guys?
Eat the red. That's
The
the
red.
third
Get
red.
the fuck outta
All
here.
right, fine. All right, fine.
Nope. Put a red in his mouth.
All right, put it right
I
in.
don't like
Which one
it.
is it?
Just
Is-
any of the
did-
reds.
Any of these?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the reds.
A lot
There's
more.
like 50 reds in front of you, you fool. What are you doing? This guy's digging.
wisely. Great pomegranate or bandage. Choose wisely.
I don't like how your face works. You never
What?
know what you get.
I think it's pomegranate.
All right. All right.
I think so.
All right.
That's what you
It
said
tastes
last
kind of
time.
weird and rubbery still. It might be the bandage.
Maybe bandage just isn't that bad.
I don't fucking know.
All right, Matty.
Malcolm, spin this SOB.
What does SOB mean?
Son of a bitch.
Oh. Is that a new
Toasted marshmallow or stink bug? Well, not there. Fuck. I
Oh,
wish
yeah,
someone
whatever it
else
is.
could experience that.
I experienced it.
You did that. Fuck that.
What is it? What
If
is
it
it?
was
Dead
blue-
fish.
I was gonna say if it was blue, don't give me.
What's
the
the?
blue.
Are you
what's-
fucking kidding me?
What's the point of the spinner if we're not gonna just go?
It keeps landing on the same
I'll do
four
a red
things.
if that was in the middle. I'll try a red because
Yeah,
I haven't tried
let's
a
go
red
red.
yet.
Let's
Okay,
go
because
red.
I'm interested because Mark seems conflicted on.
I am conflicted.
Now wait a minute. There's only one red. Yes. Oh wait.
Actually, there's
it
one
is.
that's dark.
I'm gonna go with the darker looking.
Wait,
one.
wait. Is there only one red in the whole
I think
wheel?
it's only the one red.
There's only one red in the whole wheel.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
no,
only
I think
one red. It's just some
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
are
Let me see
darker
it.
looking.
there's
Let me
only
see.
one red.
You haven't seen the box. So this is either pomegranate or old bandage. I'm praying
No, wait. There is two.
another red.
There's. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading the French.
You have to do next one. Remember that.
This is 4.
All right, Patrick.
Spin it up.
Oh, it's that bad. Okay, then I definitely got pomegranate. Then if it was that bad.
It makes me insanely angry that you didn't know that you had pomegranate.
No, because it tasted weird. It tasted off. It tasted gross. What does it taste like, Matty? Describe it. Describe it. Describe it. What does it taste like?
It's like similar to a candy I actually kind of like, but wrong.
You know what we should do?
That's the one I had then, because it tastes like kind of like a jelly bean, but like someone fucking twisted it a little bit.
Oh my god!
All right over his laptop.
All over the laptop. You know what we should do? After we're done, because we're still gonna have a shit ton of leftovers. Next time we play a game, the winner gets a prize. The loser has to take a handful.
Oh no.
and put it in their mouth.
I'd
right.
actually throw up.
Patrick, ready? Patrick.
Okay, but this is the last round per person. I'm not doing anymore.
Fuck this.
Oh, a new one. The
This
white.
is still 4 for me.
Yeah.
I know.
It lands in the middle, Patrick. You can either choose a brown or a buttered egg, rotten egg.
Ooh.
You choose for me.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
not
can
gonna, I'm
I
not
see
gonna
it?
choose my own poison.
Can I see it, Malcolm?
I'm going white because that's
It's either
buttered
the
Patrick,
popcorn
it's either
or
the
the egg.
cappuccino
Patrick,
or
you
the
got-
one above it.
Wait. What was the other one? Oh, cappuccino.
Cappuccino or the one above it.
Cappuccino / liver and onions or
Pick one
buttered.
for me.
Okay.
Surprise me. Surprise me.
It's still hitting me. Wait, this is Patrick's?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna open my eyes.
This is okay.
Oh.
What are you feeling?
I'm feeling you got marshmallow or
So the white.
popcorn?
So the one I gave you was
good.
buttered popcorn
It was good.
or rotten egg.
Fuck you.
Unless I like rotten eggs, but this is good.
No, rotten egg was rotten egg's potent.
No,
All
it's
right.
fine.
Spin
All right,
it
Malcolm.
for me.
Last spin of the day, please.
Damn
We
it.
still gotta go. That was your
No,
fourth turn.
That was my fourth turn. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do 5,
We're
bro.
going 5.
You're doing
We're going
5. And
Why?
he's doing
We're going
6.
5. And Matty's doing 6.
Okay, ready?
This is for Malcolm?
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That was not a good one. Stink bug. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Give me
Barf.
green.
Peach or-
Juicy pear or booger.
Give him peach or barf.
Give me a fucking pear,
Matty,
please. I haven't had a
It's
good
a-
one
it's
since
a-
the
wait,
beginning.
let me see it.
I threw a green in his yap.
That's the one.
God damn it. This sucks. What a fucking. I hate you.
Please,
I
booger.
hope it's booger.
Ah, it's juicy pear. Lucky
God
bastard.
damn it. Oh. Oh. Oh, I can still taste the Band-Aid.
Mm. Doesn't it taste like latex in your mouth or
It's
something?
just wrong. It's everything about it.
See, I think there's some that are like mixed that are weird.
This is not juicy pear.
It's also
This
not
boogers is not that bad.
Fuck you.
interesting.
This burger's just not
All right,
that
someone
bad.
spin it for me. God damn it.
Yup. Okay, honestly,
Jeez.
what's one we haven't tried yet? Give him peach or barf.
Let's get
No,
one. Yeah,
no,
let's
no,
go
no,
around
no,
with the
no.
things we haven't tried.
Yeah,
you know.
this is last
I
round.
guess what I haven't tried, the blue one. The only one.
All
The only
right,
one that everyone else
all
has
right,
tried.
we're
Been
spinning.
tried.
We haven't done brown yet.
It's peach or barf. Yep.
It's strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish.
Which one's
Which one's that one?
Give him peach
Oh,
or
yeah, I tried
barf.
that one already.
Oh, you did?
Give him
Alright.
peach
The
or
red
barf.
one, right?
Okay, will you? Oh.
Can we
Already
just give him
done.
peach or barf?
Shut up. Fucking come on.
Okay, wait. What's happening here?
I
Okay.
don't know what's happening.
Okay, the recent one that ended on birthday cake or dirty dishwasher,
Okay.
Okay.
Dirty
So the white,
which
with
is like the
sparkles.
White with
little
rainbow
small
sprinkles?
dots. Small
Yeah.
dots.
white with the
Are you
with
Small
sure that's not
dots?
Tutti Frutti?
Yeah, it's not
That's the
Tutti
one.
Yeah,
That's the
Tutti
one.
Frutti was the pink one.
That one?
That's the one. Yeah.
Yep.
Did that have more yellow to it? Is that actually a
Mmm.
birthday cake?
That's a yummy birthday cake. Yep. Yep, I'm done.
Matty. It's not even your last one.
You know what's fucked up? I don't even like jelly beans. Even the good ones aren't great.
The good ones are not great.
Stupid fucking spinner.
Mmm.
Matty.
Booger.
Fuck that shit.
Mmm.
Bro, just give him
Just
peach
try
or
it.
It's not
vomit,
bad.
bro.
That's true. All right, give him a booger.
Give him a peach.
Fuck.
It's not bad, Matty. It's really not bad.
Please, Daddy needs a pair.
You're gonna get pear.
You're gonna get booger.
Yeah, pear.
Booger.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! Fuck!
There's no way I got that.
He goes,
Up. Oh shit.
just like through the fingers.
All right, spin me my last one.
Oh! God damn it.
We have to
Can I
give.
spin it?
We
Can
have
I
to
spin
give.
it?
We have to give Matty peach or vomit for his last one.
No, if we don't get brown, give me brown as the last one because we haven't done that yet.
What's brown again?
Cappuccino or the fucking liver?
Liver and something.
Bro, barf is gonna be worse than liver.
Ugh.
You got the
Well-
blue one, which you've already done.
You already done it.
You've already done it.
It's true. He's already done it.
Fucking Christ.
Old bandage or pomegranate.
Fuck
you done that?
Patrick.
He's not done that one, which is the red
Grab
one.
that red.
Give him fucking bandage, baby.
Down the hatch.
Should I throw it?
Nah. You throw it
Whatever
in your
you want.
mouth.
Fuck.
See, it's hard to. Is that pomegranate to you? Doesn't it taste a little
It's
weird?
pomegranate.
Okay,
Doesn't taste even a little bit weird.
it's good.
It's okay.
Maybe I just didn't get Maybe I don't
All
know.
right, you want to spin it for me?
Okay, here we go. Ready? Ooh, good spin.
No, he doesn't get blue.
It's in between dead fish and blue. Which he's
I already
already done
have both
both.
of them.
Okay, ready?
Give him this one, bro.
I already had both of them.
Wait, he just landed
I
on
had both of them.
dead fish
This is
again.
peach.
I had both of them already.
This is peach.
Oh, here we go.
The peach
Oh
one.
wait, Malcolm landed on the one I just landed on, which is birthday cake or dishwasher.
All right.
All right.
Dirty
Please.
dishwasher.
I know I'm not getting birthday cake. Oh
It's
yeah.
good, right? It tastes like a birthday cake cookie.
It's not good, but
Matty, can you try both the peach and the brown one?
No, I'm
Honestly, it was
just
actually
doing
kinda
the
gross.
brown.
Wait, Matty. Here's what we're gonna do. The only two that have not been tried
It's
are
the peach and the
vomit
brown.
or the brown one.
Yeah.
So how about we flip a coin?
No, we
and-
did
Yeah.
the vomit one.
No one did the vomit
No.
one. We did the dead fish one
I
is
thought
red.
Malcolm got peach or something.
No.
No one got peach.
all right. How about Mark takes down an extra? And
Nope.
Let's flip a coin
know what?
for it.
I'd
Let's go.
still like to do chocolate.
Let's go one
or
extra round.
cappuccino or whatever.
We're gonna go one extra round.
Not happening.
No, I think 5's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Even though it's 6 for me.
Yeah,
kind
well,
of.
someone flip a coin.
Let's
Someone
flip a coin. Yeah, we're gonna.
So we're
flip
gonna
a
do
coin
for vomit or liver.
it. Okay.
God damn it. Your phone's.
How about we just flip this? It lands
Yeah,
on
just flip
right?
it.
Oh, he's got.
If it lands on the fish,
Good thing we use my wallet as a fucking prop.
Let's go. All right, Matty, call it.
Give me some head with cappuccino.
It is cappuccino. Was that not a good enough?
that's fine.
That's fine.
No, just do one more time.
That's fine though.
That was good.
That would have been it. That would have been a head. The first one would have been a head. The first one would have been a head.
Oh, there we go.
Tails.
Okay, so the vomit one is the light orange. Wait. Before you go, Matty. It should be the more fluorescent orange, the bright orange.
Yeah, it's like the.
That one.
That's the one.
Are you gonna take 3?
No, I'm trying
pick
to
one.
decide which one looks the most evil.
There's no visual bearing on any of them. I don't believe.
Stink bug was so
Going with
bad.
the left one.
Stink bug was the worst one.
It was very bad.
I don't believe in a god, but if I did, I'd need their help.
Dude, I'm just
right
gonna take
now.
the blue one for fun. Just because.
Give me a blue one. Give me a blue one.
I want a blue as a palate cleanser. Yeah, fuck that. I'm
Give me a
taking
blue one.
blue.
Mark, pass me a blue one.
You have to swallow that before you take your palate cleanser.
Peach.
Oh, you lucky son of a
Go again.
bitch.
Nope. Oh, it started okay.
Peach.
Peach.
Acidic vomit.
Peach.
Oh, it started okay.
I got blueberry.
Peach. I got blueberry too.
Yeah.
Peach.
Peach.
Is this a bad time or can I keep this quarter? Can I keep this quarter?
No.
What if the blue ones also vomit?
Oh, blueberry. Oh, fuck. Oh. God damn it.
All right. This was
That was horrible.
That's
horrible.
it. That's all.
Is no one gonna try the brown one?
Nah. All right. See you guys.
Wait, how many browns are in there? How many browns are in there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How about we all take a brown?
No. Why do you
Come
want
on,
to keep playing
come
this
on.
game? Shut this lid.
You know what? Everyone,
Let's all take a brown.
last one, just to end this shit. Everyone take one brown.
Let's do it.
Are you kidding me?
Let's do it.
You're the one that wanted to end this.
We're doing it.
Everyone take a brown.
God.
I need a
Patrick,
cappuccino.
Egyptian people eat liver, so it shouldn't be
you pass me a
horrible.
brown?
God, if you're out there, I need a
Is
cappuccino.
everyone going?
Wait.
Last one. Let's see what happens.
Okay, ready?
I love liver, but this is probably gonna be the grossest
Gross.
fucking version.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. I'm gonna throw up.
What's the good version of this?
I'm gonna throw up. Cappuccino. Give me the water. Give me the water, please. I'm gonna throw up.
How is that worse than barf?
It's so bad.
I got cappuccino.
I'm gonna throw up.
Malcolm, please get the Sour Patch Kids. Please get the
Wait,
Sour Patch
Before
Kids.
you get the Sour Patch Kids,
Beg.
is there any more brown?
Please.
I want to experience. I kind of want to experience that. I got cappuccino.
That's the grossest shit I've ever tasted.
It's so gross, so I
Put it in
can't
your
stop
mouth.
laughing.
Put it in your mouth.
It's
still in my mouth.
This is the last.
That's
brown.
the last brown in the whole deck.
The
In the
last
whole
brown in
deck.
the whole thing.
If you get cappuccino, I'm gonna kill you.
I'm so surprised with the reaction. Yo, are you angry? You had that one for yourself, and I was like, "Give me a brown."
Oh, please, Malcolm, get the Sour Patch Kids.
Hold on, give me a second.
You know
Put
why?
it in your mouth already.
You know why I left that one? Because it was like the blackest one, and I was like, I think that's probably like the liverish one.
the liverist one.
Liverist. isn't that the worst shit you ever tasted?
Jesus Christ, hold on, I'm coming. This guy spit liquid spit all over his hands.
Bro, there was no cappuccinos in this whole deck.
Get away from me. Go to the bathroom.
skunk spray or liquid? Bah.
So
That
that's
one?
the end of our Bean Boozleds.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Well, thank you for that immense physical and emotional torture, Malcolm. I hope that was as much fun for you as it wasn't for me.
I thought he was gonna pull out a chicken sandwiches.
I thought it was gonna be something dope,
Like
bro.
food
that was
yeah.
food and then Bean Boozled. Anyways, I'm still hurt. Gentlemen.
I'm scared to like pick up my teeth. By the way, with my tongue. I'm just gonna hit a
you're
flavor
gonna get
nugget.
more.
Yeah,
You're gonna get more.
if you had a negative flavor, that's right.
We around this table are fans of a little franchise called Star Wars.
Dun dun dun.
But
dun,
we
dun,
are
dun, dun,
all-
dun,
If
dun,
I
dun.
hum it, will we get copyrighted?
I don't know. We might. We already fucking the other episode. Anyways, we are in somewhat varying levels of agreement that the Disney sequel trilogy was not quite up to snuff.
Yeah.
I think
We
it
are
would
in
be.
complete agreement.
I think it would be fair to say
Well, I
that
mean,
we all really liked 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Force Awakens
We
was
all really loved Rogue One.
good. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
We thought 8 stunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought Solo was fine but kind of forgettable.
You know what's funny is that you said the prequel trilogy, and now
Sequel.
you're bringing sequel trilogy or whatever.
Mhm.
So why are you bringing up Solo?
I guess,
and Rogue
yeah,
One?
that's-
I guess
Somewhat.
he's just talking like post Disney acquisition, but
Post-Disney.
but
Sure.
to me, and I'm sure you're gonna finish with the Rise of Skywalker, which I thought was okay.
9 was,
was okay.
a bit of a hot mess, but it was
It was visually appealing.
So,
okay,
I think we can all
but
ag-
not what I wanted.
I think we can all agree that in the new trilogy, the Disney trilogy, 1 was very bad, 1 was pretty good, and 1 was just like either like ignorable or like kind of mid-level, like okay.
And thank
I
God it
didn't
was
mind
the
it.
ending. That was the one that was like just whatever. And you really stuck the landing there. Anyways, so I sort of pitched this idea a few weeks ago now to the fellas at the table. And that is what I like to call the Star Wars Episode 7 rewrite. So basically what the three of us, Mr. Malcolm, Mr. Fahim, and myself have done is we have each come up with our own ideas for how we would have written Star Wars Episode 7 if Disney had bought Star Wars and come to us and been like, hey, what's your idea for Episode 7? So we're going to present each of those. Now, Mark did not want to get in on this little game of mine.
I can speak
He's
to
not
that if you'd like.
creative.
Sure.
So to me, it was like, I think of all four of us, I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I don't know nearly as much about Star Wars as you guys. I didn't
I don't
watch.
think that's a prerequisite to be able to make
I know
this.
it's not a prerequisite, but to me it was like, I didn't watch any of the shows growing up. I played like some of the Lego games, but I didn't really pay attention to the story. I was just a little kid, and I only watched the Star Wars movies when I was an adult, like university, like post university, so like first year, second year. So like I love it, and I loved watching it, and it's like, you know, one of my favorite franchises now. But, you know, I just feel like I don't know enough about it to even like think of characters that I can add in, or I just don't feel knowledgeable enough. But then Matty came up with a good idea of like me just being a judge, which to me is more exciting because I love Star Wars, and I'm like curious to see what you guys would have done with the franchise.
Yes. So because Mark isn't going to participate in this, what we came up with is that Mark will basically be the judge, the Hollywood executive, the Disney executive.
Which is exciting, by the way, because I feel like I feel like I'm not very creative, but I feel like I could like pick out the best idea, hopefully.
So the three of us are essentially going to pitch our ideas to Mark, and it's more about just the thought exercise and the fun idea of just trying to come up with something more so than it is like getting picked. But add a little.
It's about getting picked.
It's about getting picked. Add a little bit
if you
of
get
a.
picked, you get a prize? Or?
No.
Okay.
Add a little bit of like a game element to it of just like, let's see who.
If I pick you, you
Mark
get to take me
picks.
out to lunch.
So apparently I'm starting. I've got a presentation prepared, and I meant to do something that I forgot to do. So really quickly, give me 2 seconds.
You're gonna be a little-
I just want to say for the record, I decided to just have like a pitch with no visual aids,
That's
and
fine.
I feel
That's
like this
fine.
is gonna.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't have many visual aids. Little or nothing. Also, I remember I'm still owed a shake and a burger from Five Guys.
You are.
I'm excited for
Who
that.
owes you what?
I don't know.
I think I owe you the
One of you owes
shake.
me a
I owe
shake,
the burger.
Patrick owes me a burger, and I owe you a shot.
Okay, I just want to see if I can screen record my screen. Because beautiful. Because that'll make when I put this into the edit so much easier. Gentlemen, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Episode 7, Rise of Darkness. Patrick's already laughing at
Is it
me.
a cheesy title, Patrick?
My text crawl. 30
My
years
goodness.
after the fall of the Empire, the galaxy is experiencing a peace it had long since forgotten. Under Master Luke Skywalker, the Jedi have grown and worked to better the galaxy for everyone. However, darkness still lurks. Hidden on the outer rim, what remains of the Empire lies in wait. The new Galactic Republic and the remnants of the Empire have both just learned of an ancient piece of technology known as a Star Warp. Get it? Star Warp. Star Wars. With this technology, either side could tip the balance of power and crush the other. Ben Solo has asked his mother, Premier Leia Organa, to complete the mission of finding the Star Warp. At the same time, Orion Wren has been given the same task by his master, Darth Revan.
Okay, just one thing before you go on. A premier is lesser than a prime minister, so is Leia
Are
not
we
like
speaking
the-
in Canadian terms or Star Wars terms?
Well, I'm assuming you base this off
Wasn't-
parliamentary system. Or,
Amidala there? What the hell's her name? Amidala?
yeah,
Amadeus.
Senator Amidala.
But wasn't she a premier? Or am I thinking? Well, I guess
She was-
eventually
she
the
was a-
emperor
she was a queen.
chancellor. I don't know. Whatever. Just fucking
So
Blow me.
Orion Wren is Kylo Ren.
no.
Ben Solo is Kylo Ren.
Because technically Ben
Oh, I
Solo,
see.
but so this was the thing with the rewrite is that you could have taken like ideas, characters, whatever from the Disney stuff and reworked them, or you could have done away with all of it. I have done away with basically most of it.
Okay.
So Orion Wren is his son or something? Or you gonna get
Ben
into
Solo is Han and Leia's kid.
that? No, I'm saying who's Orion Wren?
He is the Sith apprentice to this Darth Revan.
Oh, so we
So
don't
they're
know
different
him.
characters.
They're
yeah.
two separate
Did you make
characters.
him up, or is he your real thing?
He's just a made up thing by me. Darth Revan is an actual Star Wars character who some of you Star Wars heads out there might know. We'll get to him later. I don't actually really know that much about him. He's just fucking cool looking. My synopsis.
Oh, I thought that was more of the text crawl. I was like, wait a minute.
No,
what?
I wanted to like give an actual
Furthermore.
play-by-play of the movie. So, The movie begins with us being introduced to Orion Wren. Orion is given a mission to locate and obtain. Did you just rip ass?
No.
Okay, for a second I thought it was a classic Malcolm fart. And locating and obtaining the Star Warp by his master, Sith Lord, and current leader of the Empire, Darth Revan. Realizing he'll need help, Orion seeks out assistance from smugglers and other lowlifes on the Outer Rim. He pretends to be a Jedi on a secret mission and happens to find a man named Lando Calrissian. With the promise of adventure and lots of money, an unsuspecting Lando and his droid companion, SK-8, or Skate, decide to help Orion find the Star Warp. We then cut to Ben Solo, son of Premier Leia Organa and General Han Solo. Ben also learns of the Star Warp from his connection to the Galactic Republic and decides that he shall embark to find this device and prove his worth as a Jedi. He tells Leia this and she is against it, but is convinced when Han Solo and Chewbacca decide to go with him. So the movie follows both of these teams as they journey to find the Star Warp. At the climax of the movie, the two sides meet at the Star Warp on the far reaches of space and realize they are on opposing sides. Orion and Ben begin to fight as Lando and Han fire at each other, not realizing who they're shooting at. Eventually, Han and Lando catch on and realize that Orion is really a Sith. With everyone against Orion now, he goes to kill Lando, but Han Solo takes the fatal blow for Lando. Having just watched his father murdered in front of him, Ben lashes out at Orion, and the two fight on their own as they separate themselves from the others. In a shocking twist, it is Orion who kills Ben as Lando, Skate, and Chewie attempt to flee in a ship. They attempt to shoot and destroy the Star Warp, preventing anyone from using it, but Orion stops them from totally destroying it and damages their ship, leaving them stranded in space. The movie ends with Orion using the Star Warp himself before it explodes, and he transports himself to the heart of the Jedi, their new temple on Tatooine. There, he stands and is met by several Jedi and a shrouded figure who removes his hood, revealing himself to be Master Luke Skywalker. So before I break the characters down, because I have that too, and then one last final sort of additional thing. The idea that came to me is, first of all, what makes no fucking sense.
What does the Star Warp do? Sorry, what does the Star
We're gonna
Warp
get
do?
the Star Warp. The Star Warp, in my head, it is basically a piece of technology that would allow you to teleport instantly anywhere across the galaxy.
Okay.
So the idea is
Who developed the Star Warp?
in my mind, it was just this kind of like ancient thing. Maybe it was a Jedi thing. Maybe it was a Sith thing. Whatever. But it's kind of this old lost piece of technology, and one of these like Star Warps exists, kind of thing, and both sides catch wind of it. So on the Empire side, it's Revan being to Orion like, find this thing, because the Empire is down at this point, which they should be, unlike the new trilogy where it's like, hey, remember
Somehow, yeah,
remember
I know.
at the end of episode 6 when we beat the Empire, what if by like the time episode 7 started, nothing had really changed, which doesn't make any sense to me, and is also why in my movie / trilogy it follows the bad guys, because to me that's the only thing that makes any sense for like sequel Star Wars stuff. So the idea is that Revan sends Orion and is like, if you get this, we're on the ropes right now as the Empire, but if you get this technology that will allow us to teleport to fucking Jedi HQ, we can go after Luke, like we can go after the heart of the Republic basically and kill these motherfuckers. And on the galactic side of things, it's like, even if we don't use this to attack the Empire or what's left of them, we just need to keep it out of their hands, because if they do get their hands on it, you know, this spells danger for us, kind of thing. And so the idea of my movie is it's Orion, Lando, and Skate, the robot, as like one kind of team that you're following throughout the movie, and then Ben, Han, and Chewie as the other team you're following out throughout the movie. And it's both of them sort of eventually meeting at the Star Warp. Shit goes down. Orion kills Han, and I kind of want the idea to be that you don't know who really the protagonist is. Is it Ben? Is it Orion? But Orion kills Han, which would put the idea in your head of like, okay, Ben's gonna like beat him now because Ben's the good guy, and they just killed Han Solo. But it's like, no, motherfuckers. Orion kills Ben's ass too. And then the one of the select couple ideas I'm pulling from the new ones, what I am pulling from my episode 7 is I liked in Force Awakens not seeing Luke ever until literally the end of the movie. I just thought that was a cool, like, the way they did it in 7 I thought was really cool. So I kind of have that in mind of like, you don't see Luke till the end when Orion basically uses the Star Warp right before it's kind of like destroyed, lands at Jedi HQ, and is like, you know, met by all these Jedi who are like, who the fuck are you? And then the kind of like central one of them is Luke, basically, and that's like the end of the movie and the cliffhanger and anything. So for some characters, obviously Orion Wren is somebody I made up. I don't have any reference pictures. But on the left, he is a Sith apprentice, the true protagonist, very deceptive and dark in this movie, and he uses Rev's purple lightsaber, because Darth Revan famously has a red and purple lightsaber. So the idea would be that Revan says to him, like, you need to pretend to be a Jedi, take this purple lightsaber so that you can blend in kind of thing and go about your business. I also got a little funky with some of... Because I like sometimes when they screw around with, like, you know, Maul's, like, double-sided lightsaber, or, like, I know in the Clone Wars, Rebels, or some of the newer things, they have, like, the one where it's, like, a circle almost, and it, like, spins. So what I came up with for Revan, or for Orion's, which I like, is that it would be, like, a wrist-mounted, almost like the Predator blades, how he's got, like, the two blades mounted to his wrist. That would be his lightsaber. So it's, like, he's not actually holding anything. It just pops out of, like, the hilt, but it's, like, mounted to his wrist kind of thing. I thought that would be neat. Darth Revan, Sith Lord. My idea is that he would be Palpatine's backup. So the idea is basically Palpatine all this time had Revan on ice, basically, and was like, if I ever die, if Vader and I's plan doesn't work out, if anything ever goes wrong, my failsafe is I die, he gets, you know, woken up kind of thing, and he'll take over to run the Empire, which is why he's now, like, alive and kicking. And then Lando, obviously, still in the game, looking for a good time, far too trusting. And then just as a fun little nod to the Clone War era and the prequels and all that, the droid, his companion, skate with him. I like the idea of it being one of the super droids, the, you know, big fucking gray ones with the wrist-mounted lasers. I just thought, like, I was going to do it one of the Roger guys, but then I was like, but that's, like, kind of a bitch-ass companion. Like, who wants that? And then I was also debating making it one of the droidicas, the rolling ones with the shields, because I've always fucking loved those things. But I was like, that's a little, like, not practical. But I was like, this big super droid works. The other side of the movie, we have the new Jedi Knight, Ben Solo, the only character I've basically kept from the sequel trilogy, except it's not Kylo Ren as Ben Solo. It's my Ben Solo's a good guy. New Jedi Knight, eager to prove himself and live up to his legacy. I also played with his lightsaber, so you'll see in this one picture here.
Like a baton.
I like the idea of it being like a baton style thing, where you're holding the one part and then the actual lightsaber is like out here, just because I thought that would be cool and look neat and stuff. Han Solo, retired from smuggling. He's now a, you know, Galactic Republic general.
How'd you fight with that?
So you could, like,
Like-
if you have it on your lower wrist, you can, like, shank like that.
Yeah. And you'd still swing and all kinds of
one
shit.
that comes, like, from here, I think I get it, almost.
They were just different ways. It's not like super important, but it's just different ways I kind of wanted to screw around with the thing. The idea with Han is that even though he's sort of retired and a general and all this shit, is that he too, like Lando, is looking for action and is trying to, like, get out of the sort of pencil pushing and, like, go on an adventure, which is why when Ben comes to him and Leia is like, I have to do this, and Leia's like, no, and then he's like, well, I'll just go with him. It'll all be fine. And then they both fucking die. Leia, obviously, the leader of the Galactic Republic. I am keeping her sort of Jedi Force sensitiveness that the sequel trilogy also introduced. I think they did a shit job with it in 8 when she fucking floats through space. But, like, I did like in 9, the, like, flashback of Luke and her training together and her with a lightsaber and all that shit.
Cool.
Like, I do like that idea that she is Force sensitive and could be a Jedi and all that sort of stuff, and that she's not, like, she is this government figure, but that she sort of knows, you know, what she's doing with all that. Luke, even though we don't see him till the end of the movie, the boss, happy and wise, Yoda-like, not the grouchy cunt we got in the sequel trilogy, specifically 8. Not seen till the end of the movie, obviously, a living legend. And then I just put at the bottom, Chewbacca, I mean, he goes with Han and Ben, and then, you know, C-3PO, R2-D2, they're fucking bopping around. So that is Star Wars Episode 7, Rise of Darkness.
Yay.
Now, as a little bonus...
Get a round of applause here.
Oh, I thank you. As a little bonus, this was not mandatory for the assignment, but I did it anyways because I have too much fucking time on my hands and I like writing exercises like this. I did just really quickly write like little blurbs for what my 8 and 9 would be, because I couldn't help but think about what would come after this. What happens when Orion has killed Han and Ben and winds up at Luke's feet? So I know Star Wars hasn't done this with the movies, but I sort of dubbed my sequel trilogy the Darkness trilogy. Okay. Because obviously we have Rise of Darkness. I then moved on to Episode 8, Galaxy of Darkness. And so really quickly here, It follows Orion as he attempts to infiltrate the Jedi and gain Luke's trust. Revan and the Empire ramp up plans. Lando, Skate, and Chewie attempt to return and warn everyone, but remember they're kind of stranded in space, so they arrive too late, so they're kind of like spending the movie trying to get back and warn them of like this fucking Orion guy isn't who he says he is, but it's too late kind of thing. Leia is obviously crushed emotionally, having just lost Han and their kid. But Orion begins to grow conflicted under Luke's guidance. Perhaps Luke is getting through to him. The movie ends with Orion bringing Revan to Tatooine, but Orion has been changed and grown conflicted having spent time with Luke. Luke reveals he knew Orion was Sith all along, but wanted to try to change him, not fucking kill him in his sleep. Remember that? Episode 8? However, Revan and Luke fight, and Orion attempts to assist Luke. So Orion actually fights with Luke against Revan, but Luke dies in an Obi-Wan-like way and saves Orion from Revan, who forces Orion and the others to flee as he succeeds in striking fear into the galaxy. So basically, the end of 8 would be Revan kills Luke, even though he kind of lets it happen. Orion and the good guys get the hell out of there, and it ends very Empire Strikes Back with this note of like they just killed Luke's fucking Skywalker, like they just killed Jedi numero uno. Like shit, this Revan guy isn't somebody to be fooled around with or whatever. And also shit, the Empire's maybe coming back. And then for my 9, I called it Light in the Darkness to end off my Darkness trilogy. Having realized the error of his ways, Orion attempts to redeem himself and help the Galactic Republic stop Revan from reestablishing the Empire. Leia comes to forgive Orion, as does Luke via Force Ghost. Big climactic battle between Jedi, the Galactic Republic, Revan, the Empire, all that shit. Movie ends with Orion battling Revan. Leia even jumps in to assist Orion, because she's kind of a Jedi, though she does get injured. Together, the two of them defeat Revan with Luke and Ben Solo's Force Ghost assistance. Finally, having saved the day and stopped Revan, a reformed Orion vows to work with Leia and the Galactic Republic and the other Jedi in order to maintain galactic peace and continue training Jedi like Luke would have wanted. So the other idea with my trilogy, again, I think you have to do it from the bad guys and set them in a weak spot and then have them sort of grow. Like maybe it's going to go back, and then ending it in my 9 of like, no, like the light still does win out kind of thing. They come close, but it's like the light still wins out. There's, themes of redemption and all this stuff because Orion obviously in 7 is an evil asshole. And by the time 9 ends, he is a reformed do-gooder. So it's about all that stuff. So anyways, that's mine. That's
very nice.
That's your pitch.
That's
All
my
right.
pitch.
Shall I wait to give my thoughts in the end, or should I say?
Maybe give your thoughts now. Yeah.
I say give your thoughts at the end.
Okay.
What do you, Matty? It's up to you.
I think you could do it at the end, so long as you can like remember your thoughts by then.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind
But it's
doing
up
that.
to you.
All right, Malcolm.
Who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay, let me pull up
kind
your-
of feeling bad because you have a whole big thing going, and my thing isn't as big
That's okay.
or is
That's okay.
in order.
Mine's gonna be
or-
like yours.
That's okay. I put more into this than was probably
Generated
needed.
by font generator.
Let's go. Here goes
All right.
Malcolm's pitch.
So here is my.
I
didn't.
like the first slide.
Thank
I
you.
should have come up with a presentation.
Nerd.
God damn it.
None of the others are like that.
Mm.
So yeah, I didn't do a whole thing like Matty. I kind of just put points on what I would want the next movie to look like, and so all right, let's go. So in the next movie, Luke wouldn't be a failure with Ben Solo, and Ben Solo would actually become a Jedi.
So you had a similar thought to Matty.
Yeah, and so he wouldn't turn to the dark side. And the Force
This is
Ghost
interesting.
of Anakin Skywalker plays a role in Ben's life and old Luke Skywalker's life. For Luke, he helps with like wisdom, advice, that kind of stuff. And with Ben, kind of tells him stories of the past so he doesn't make the same mistakes and potentially turn over to the dark side.
That's cool.
The main antagonist I just made up. Be a Force sensitive Dathomirian.
What's that?
Like the race of Darth Maul.
Oh, okay.
Dathomir, yeah.
The
Dathomirian,
spiky
I don't know how to
head
pronounce
boys.
it. Named Zyranth, who doesn't have great control over his Force abilities, but he has very good lightsaber wielding ability. His lightsaber is white, and although he never received proper training and everything he knows was self-taught or learned through watching, throughout the movie there's many scenes of Jedi being slaughtered on many different planets because it was rebuilt after, all that Ewok and the Endor stuff. But not in an Order 66 kind of way, more in like there's one, like, it's kind of like a bounty hunter kind of way. In my mind, Zyranth is like the leader of this kind of like clan group kind of people, and they're all Jedi killers, but
Love
it's
it.
kind of like bounty hunters, and so they all go around just like searching for Jedi to kill them.
Love it.
Not all the killers are Jedi. Some are also bounty hunters. So some of these killers have lightsabers, and some of them are also bounty hunters.
Wait. So the clan that you're talking about are Jedi?
No, it's like
They're
I don't know. I didn't know what to call a Sith Jedi. Do I just call them Sith? Because like some of them are gonna have
You
lightsabers.
can give a third name.
I thought they're just called Sith.
Make up a name.
All right. Well, there's gonna be some Sith and just some bounty hunters all in a group together.
They kill Jedi?
That just work on. All they do is kill Jedis. Yeah, and their sole purpose is just to go around the galaxy, following their Force instinct to track down Jedi and kill them. As for the Rebel Alliance, it is the leading power in the galaxy, and it works out of the Jedi Temple again on Coruscant, the same way in the prequels. So I really like the Jedi Temple. There's once again a Jedi Council, which includes Luke Skywalker, Ben Solo, Cal Kestis, and Leia.
Ooh.
Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis. And Leia, she actually finished her Jedi training and became a Jedi, and she now has a lightsaber. I like that idea that she did do some kind of training. I know they had that in the sequels. And she's also the leader of the rebellion now. As for the Jedi Council and the rebellion is trying to rebuild Jedi training and training for more younglings. During the whole movie, younglings are kind of being trained, and the program is progressing really fast. Near the end of the movie, there's a scene where Ben Solo is running his rounds on Coruscant around the city and comes to Luke and Leia with some information. He said that he got into an altercation in an alleyway with a suspicious-looking individual who was asking for directions to the Jedi Temple. Although his Force senses were telling him something was off, he gave the directions anyways. Immediately after he asked the individual why he needed the directions is when he spun around and tried to strike him with an orange lightsaber. He was fortunate enough to end the life of the individual, but something seemed off and he believes there's more to his suspicions. And Luke tells him that they will inquire with the council as well as Anakin's ghost. It's at this time when Anakin tells Luke that he believes Ben may have been right about his suspicions and something deeper might be going on. This is when Luke and Ben, along with some other Jedi, have leave Coruscant to investigate the situation with Jedi on other planets. And the Jedi Temple is told to keep their eyes open for suspicious activity, and bodyguards are put in place, but not that many. The final scene of the movie will be Ben landing on Geonosis to investigate the Jedi posted at that planet. And he finds the Jedi there dead, but he only finds his dismembered limbs and head. And when he turns around, there's a Jedi killer staring him down. This one stands 8.5 feet tall and looks like a praying mantis. It lights its lightsaber, disarms him, and takes him hostage back at the base where the Jedi killers and Zyranth stay on a planet called Numidian Prime, which is like it's like a jungle planet in the Outer Rim. I was trying to think of like a Dagobah kind of thing, because it's so like it's so confusing there. Like everything is just all over the place. Like it's hard to find Yoda, all these trees, moss, everything. So I just wanted them to be in like a confusing place. No one really goes there, and yeah, that's kind of it for my episode 7.
Interesting.
Really cool.
So just to summarize for myself really quickly, you're saying the idea of yours, I know yours you didn't necessarily do like as specific a plot thing, but what you're saying is the idea is it's like Ben, Luke, all the fucking Jedi, everybody's like kind of bopping around, and there's this rogue Sith bounty hunter like group working out there that they're sort of like aware of but not really sure what's up and all that shit. And then what you're saying at the end is that they get like they show up to one of these planets, all the fucking Jedi are dead, they get like captured, and then like your end, the cliffhanger and all that is like your bad guy and all them basically being the ones that took them hostage and are like, yo, what up? Interesting. I like it.
Okay.
Patrick,
I'm last.
Yes.
what's up with what
So-
was right in front of you?
My notes on my thing.
Oh, I thought you actually had a slideshow and you were like lying or something.
No. Okay. It's in the form of a slideshow, but it's not to be presented.
Okay.
It's just my notes.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, so I sort of thought of more big picture stuff for my episode 7 and my trilogy. So the name of my episode 7 is Star Wars New Worlds. Okay. And my proposed text crawl is as follows. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, After successfully defeating the Empire, the rebellion establishes the Galactic Union, a governing body attempting to usher in a new era of peace in the galaxy. Those who remain loyal to the fallen Empire are causing havoc and building insurgencies as the Galactic Union attempts to establish order. Meanwhile, Luke Skywalker has rebuilt the Jedi Order. Although not as it once was, their numbers grow by the day. His most talented apprentices, Finn and Ben Solo, help lead the fight against the remaining pieces of the Empire. We find them on Jakku, a planet still directed by Imperial influence. Okay? So, just the big picture idea of Episode 7 is that there's... I use the word insurgencies, but it's like there's still remnants of the Empire.
Right.
And there are people who are fighting for these remnants and fighting against the rebels. They think the rebels are bad, but they're called the Galactic Union right now. So basically the synopsis of the movie, to put it broadly, Leia, Han, and Luke are prominent figures in this Galactic Union, this new sort of world order, and they're trying to unite the galaxy. But they're surprised and confused when they find the amount of pushback that they're getting. A lot of people are dying for the Empire, this thing that they perceive to be absolutely like the pinnacle of all evil. Finn and Ben, as I mentioned in the text crawl, are apprentices. So Finn isn't like a stormtrooper. He's just like some guy who like is force sensitive. Because I like how they teased that in sort of the Disney trilogy, but it just never happened.
Yeah.
Or that it just was sort of like a, what's the word? A scam? I don't know.
A hoax.
A hoax.
Scam.
So yeah, and I find it interesting that we all have Ben as a Jedi in our things. That's kind of weird. Anyways, so in the start of the movie, they're leading sort of a battle on Jakku, where we know Rey is from. And this is where they meet Rey, and some sort of life-threatening thing happens that sort of reveals Rey's sensitivity to the Force. And they see this, and they're like, okay, we need to like bring her to Luke, and she needs to get trained as a Jedi because they're trying to rebuild this order kind of thing. So anyone who's Force sensitive, they bring back and they try and train as a Jedi. So eventually, Rey meets Luke, begins her training, and she's helping against the fight against the remaining pieces of the Empire. In another part of the movie, it's revealed that the worlds that are fighting for the Empire are under the secret influence of a council of Inquisitors who are from the time of Palpatine. As you guys know, Palpatine had Inquisitors to hunt down Jedi. It's revealed that the motivations of these Inquisitors is that they want to develop a new Sith order that's not dependent on two people ruling. They want to have... Do you know that sort of rule that they have?
Like the Emperor and
there's always
the Sith
two.
leader or whatever?
Exactly. For whatever reason, there was this rule that was put in place that there's only must be two, or there can only be two. They want to do away with that and have a new Sith order where there's like the Sith are thriving.
Power in numbers.
Power in numbers, exactly. And then the last main plot point of my episode 7 is that Han and Leia are to die in a battle. I'm not entirely sure by who yet, but they're to die. And this is supposed to be the sort of driving point to lead Ben Solo to the dark side. And he stumbles upon this council of Inquisitors, and they sort of like convince him to like follow his sort of emotion and go to the dark side kind of thing. So that's sort of to be the end of the movie. So the main themes of episode 7 are as follows. So Rey's going to join the Jedi. She's going to learn about the Force through Finn, Luke, and Ben. Another theme of the movie is that Ben Solo and Luke, you'll see that they're butting heads constantly. I don't want it to be just out of nowhere Ben turns to the dark side. I want him to be sort of in conflict with Luke the whole time about Jedi teachings and how the Jedi are to view the Force. He's in disagreement with him. And then his parents dying is sort of the catalyst for like, okay, I'm not, like, I want revenge almost in a way. I haven't really fleshed that out.
Is it kind of like an Anakin where he's pushing back on teachings and stuff?
A little bit like Anakin, yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good way of putting it. And then the last theme of episode 7 is that the audience is going to be learning about the secret Sith order and their motivations and how sort of powerful they really are. So for my main trilogy, I don't have names for the other movies or even like structure for what the other two movies would be specifically. But the rest of the trilogy, I have two main arcs. One that I call the Force arc. So a main sort of event that's going to happen in this trilogy is that Rey and Finn are going to stumble upon a world in uncharted space where they find these people who are dark side users, like they're people who use the dark side of the Force. But they come to learn that they are not Sith, that they have a different perspective on the Force, and that they see it as a single entity. They use principles from both Jedi and Sith teachings, so the patience and prudence of the Jedi combined with the passion and power of the Sith. And they see it all as one thing. There's no light, there's no dark. Rather, it comes down to the individual and the purity of the individual that influences whether or not they are good or bad, kind of thing, with the Force. So on their return from this encounter with this tribe or this group, Finn is conflicted on what he's witnessed, but Rey champions their perception on what the Force is. So for this main arc, it becomes sort of a figurative battle between her and Luke. Luke wanting to preserve
Traditions.
The traditions and what he's learned and what he knows the Force to be, versus Rey seeing this new perspective, wanting to build the new Jedi Order with this new perspective, this what she believes to be a better perspective. The second arc of my trilogy is what I call the governmental arc, where you learn more about the insurgencies, and you come to find out that these people who are fighting and dying for the Empire, who have been built to be this like evil, pure evil thing, that there's some good that the Empire was a part of, and that these people are afraid of losing the good that they see in the Empire. And basically, as this arc progresses, you learn the good and bad of both sides, that the Empire brought prosperity, but also tyranny, that the rebellion brings freedom, but is limited in their scope of how they're going to bring success to the galaxy. So if you didn't sort of clue in already, the theme of my trilogy is
Nuance?
the moral ambiguity of reality, or nuance. And through the progression of my trilogy, I want the idea that the perception of an individual or a single group is not always one-to-one with what's correct or what's reality. The only way to get to some sort of truth is by opening yourself up to things that are sort of opening yourself up to reality. And even if those things may contradict the way you view the world, you should explore them to get to some sort of truth. So that's my pitch.
Two
Cool.
things. One, I don't think we gave Mr. Malcolm a clap, but I would like to give you and Malcolm a
let's do it.
clap.
Let's do it for Patrick and me.
Also, what was I going to say? Oh, I like the moral ambiguity thing in yours because to me, that's what they tried to do with Luke in 8, where he was like, light, dark, it's more gray. But like, A, it was just poorly done, and B, it doesn't make any sense coming from Luke.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea was that he was like this incorruptible figure. Whereas I like in yours that like Rey is the one, or your version of Rey is the one that's like more open to this sort of in between, and Luke is more committed to the, traditional like light side in quotes. I do enjoy that. Well, Mark, what do you think?
Let's hear it.
That was a lot.
Yeah,
That was a lot. Yeah. What are your thoughts on each of these? Because I'll be honest, I like all of them. And in hearing them, I'm like, yeah, A, we did good, and I'm like, man, what could have been?
There's a lot of elements of each of them that I like a lot. Like I like Malcolm's idea of like this like Jedi killing group.
Yes.
To me, that's like the
cool.
most like I'd say badass idea I've heard.
Yeah.
And then for Patrick, I like the actual like the theme of moral ambiguity, and I've never thought about that of like, oh, what if the Empire has like good parts of it and it has parts that like are valuable perspectives and like help people and whatever. And then
What if Luke Skywalker was a conservative and Rey was a fucking liberal or whatever in Patrick's world?
they're not all bad. Yeah. And then for Matty's, it's tough for me because I feel like I like aspects of all of them. Like I like your themes the most. In terms of like badassness, I guess, or I think Malcolm's is the best. And then in terms of like the plot working in a way that makes sense, Matty's is the best because it's very organized and he has like I like the two teams working in opposition and like converging on the same thing. I feel like if you had Matty's organization, your theme, and then Malcolm's like fun ideas, I think it would be pretty dope altogether.
Gentlemen, I think we just all got greenlit.
But
Going
I
into
think
business.
We're making a movie.
But I think it's based on like I think ultimately if I'm thinking about what would be the best movie, I'm gonna go with Matty's.
Okay.
Because I think Matty's is the most like well thought out and organized, and like from start to finish, the plot is very like it's relatively simple, you know, but it's also very interesting. I like the idea of also I like that Matty had new characters too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I noticed that he added some new characters that like, you know, he made up some characters, but you guys had more like, you know, just returning cast and stuff like that. And I like that he had new characters, and I think overall his was the most like was the best actual plot. But again, I think Patrick's idea of the ambiguity was really cool, and yeah, Malcolm had some cool ideas of like these like this like kind of, you know, like underdog story of these like small groups of Jedi killers and stuff trying to like get back into power. But yeah, I think that's my thoughts.
I do like that in all three of ours, we think logically about things, and each went, well, would the Empire really be this still dominant force? And I like that we all said no, pretty like, you know, in agreement. Where, yeah, in mine and Patrick, it's more of like they're like still out there, but it's kind of like a, you know, it's this small, almost like terrorist group kind of thing. And then I like in Malcolm's that they don't really exist.
They're gone.
Like at all.
Gone.
Like they are gone. So it really is just this like handful of rogue agents like going out and doing all this evil shit. I like it because it reminds me of one of the few things I do love about the prequels. My boy General Grievous. And just the idea of him just being this fucking Jedi Terminator of going out there and killing them. And then obviously I'm a sucker for collecting the lightsabers as like a trophy thing. Awesome. Well, anyways.
May I add?
Please.
This was a really hard exercise for me. It was really difficult for me to like keep my ideas straight, and I didn't come up with so much detail, but like the details that I didn't include, I was trying to think like, okay, how are we going to get here? How is this going to make sense?
Right.
Kind of thing.
That's why I think like
to keep everything straight is really difficult.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you ask me like who's like kind of conceptual ideas I like the most, I'd say definitely Patrick's, because like to me it was like the most interesting out of the box, like, you know, here's a new take on things in terms of like the actual like meaning of things, like the actual, I guess you could say, like the message of the movie, I guess, because like Matty's was very interesting, and he did have messages of like, you know, forgiveness and redemption and that sort of stuff.
But it is very Star Wars.
But to me, yeah, those are pretty typical for Star Wars. But that was something I've never heard of before, so I like that theme the most. But again, I like Matty's plot structure the most. I feel like if you combine those two with like Malcolm's interesting idea of like the different like kind of like rebel Sith groups, I feel like it would be like really good working all together.
Patrick, I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning you didn't have me, and then you went into like what's right and what's wrong in a group of people that kind of use powers from both sides.
Yeah, that was really
I
cool.
thought that was so cool.
Yeah, to me it's so like cool. It reminded me of like I don't know, I'm like really into MMA and shit, but it reminded me of people who are like well-rounded and shit. Like they don't just like do one thing. Like a lot of fighters just only wrestle or only whatever. But it's like someone who's considering all angles, and they can kind of like, because in Star Wars they've always talked about, you know, that the Sith are very powerful, like you said, passion, aggression, that sort of stuff, and ambition and being driven and stuff like that. So who's to say you can't pull good things from all of them and like try to be as well-rounded as possible, as opposed to being like this team mentality, like, no, this is the only good side and this is the horrible side, there's no in between. I like that concept the most, and I like Matty's plot structure the most, and I like Malcolm's like hunter ideas very cool.
So we'd like to take the good from the Empire and not the whole blowing up planets thing. We don't want that.
Indeed.
But I like the whole I very much like the whole double team, like trying to go for the same thing.
Yes.
And I like that. Again, I like that it's kind of like you're saying the main characters, the protagonist is not totally like clear at first.
Yes. It's
like you're following a bad guy, and then it's revealed at some point that he's actually like the driving force.
I would want it to be where it's like the movie starts with Ben, and it's like, oh, we're following Ben, and then obviously we're like ping-ponging between Ben and Orion. And I think my whole thing with even putting Lando with Orion is to add that sense of like, that tension to the movie of like, fuck, at any point Orion's a bad guy. Is he gonna kill Lando at some point? Like, not Lando. And then also that thing of like, well, Lando's a good guy, and like him and Orion are like getting along kind of thing. So it's like, oh, like, you know, maybe this Orion guy, like just that kind of thing of like you're not really sure who the good guy is, or who, like, I guess you're sure Ben's the good guy and that Orion's like acting with ill intent, but just this kind of thing of like it's not clear that the protagonist is the antagonist until the end of like Ben, Orion killing Han and Ben.
I like the sequel that you had a lot too, of like him infiltrating the Jedi Temple, and then kind of like, you know, he has his plan that he has in his head, but then like the more he talks with Luke, the more he's like, maybe I'm not on the right side of things. I think that's a cool, like, you know, it's kind of like a Kylo Ren type thing, starting on the bad side and like eventually creeping over to the good guys. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, good
Well,
stuff,
anyways,
everybody.
Thank you for indulging me, fellas.
Round of applause one more time for everybody.
You.
Good shit.
Yep.
So recently I was thinking, when I was thinking about the topic, I was thinking about like taking care of myself, I guess. And I've done a self-care topic as well, like a long time ago. But I wanted to do one less about taking care of myself physically and more taking care of ourselves like mentally. So to me, I wanted to talk about like the happiest moments that you have when you're alone.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna break it down into two major categories. One is a general image in your head of like, this is my happy place alone. This is what I like to be doing when I'm like alone and like not doing anything. Like you can be doing something, but when you're alone, like this is what I want to be doing. This is what's making me the most mentally at peace and happy. That's one. And then second, I want you guys to try to recollect like a specific moment that like represents that, or maybe that's like slightly different than that, but recently was making you happy alone. So I can start as well if you guys would like.
Can I start with mine?
Sure, yeah.
I've got options.
Can making chocolate milk be?
I was about to say jerking it. No, but I'm kidding. Not really.
So I'll go first just to kind of give you guys an example. So for generally, one of my favorite things ever is to like clean my room, make my bed, fold laundry, like get all my chores done and out of the way, and my room is nice and clean. And then I just like lay on my bed with a pillow on either side of me. I like having like, for some reason it just feels nice to have one left, one right.
A towel.
And I'm like playing one of my favorite video games. Recently it's been Last of Us Part 2. So I have my room's nice and clean. I'm sitting there. I have a cold water on my nightstand, and like I'm just chilling by myself, not talking to anybody, not thinking about anything, just like I'm feeling in order and feeling organized, and then like relaxing and being like, finally I can just like relax and play my game. That's one of the happiest times I can have by myself. It's so fun to be like, you know, engrossed in the story that I'm playing, and just feel like I'm like just chill and happy. So that's a general one. A specific one would be recently I watched Get Out. Technically this doesn't count as being alone because I watched it with Vanya, but I was like on the recliner and I had a blanket and I had some food and I was just like in the middle, like no one was home. And so I just like sat in the middle of my couch that's like on the end, and I just like put both recliners up and just like had my blanket, and I was just like just chilling watching Get Out. And it was just a great time, just like chilling by myself in my house. So yeah, it's like a specific moment, but then generally I'm talking about like, yeah, my favorite thing to do alone is just like play my video game, feel like I'm organized and everything. So like what's a general thing that you guys like doing to be happy alone, and like what's a specific moment you can recall of that?
Well,
I have mine. If you,
I also have mine.
Also, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know if you guys think this is too boring of a topic.
No,
or?
I like it.
Okay. No, I'm just.
One thing I really like to do when I'm alone is just go out,
eat a protein bar.
Windows down, music very loud, nighttime, and just driving fast on the highway.
On the highway.
Or like a side road, just like.
How fast are we talking?
You like stunt driving?
No.
Looks at the camera. No.
The camera.
No.
To
never done it.
Honestly,
whichever cop that's surfing the internet right now.
Whatever FBI agent's listening right now.
Honestly, I'd say less so highway, more so like a really, like a back road's just filled with really big trees.
Like 6th line.
Or like 6th line or 4th line, like
line.
lower base line, somewhere like that.
Any line.
Applebee.
Applebee line too. Yeah.
All the lines.
Yeah, I love doing that. I can't think of a specific moment lately where I've been by myself and just kind of enjoyed it. But another one that you mentioned that's kind of the same for me is I like just like be by myself in my room and just playing a video game that kind of like
Hmm.
just sets me at ease. Specifically, Skyrim. You know, not because it's so much fun, I get so into it, and because the music is just so calming as I'm walking through the vast lands and I'm
Yeah.
killing all these poor people.
I think a common theme we'll find within all of our answers is like feeling like at peace. Because I feel like you're driving, you're just like you're free, you're at peace.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about things that are stressing you out or your anxiety or
Mhm.
whatever. And to me, it's like typically my game that I play is like the Uncharted series because I feel like those games, like The Last of Us, is very heavy on you. You know, super dark. It's super fucked up. It sometimes you feel like you're like super sad playing it the whole time. But a game like Uncharted, it's so light and it's so positive and happy and there's jokes and there are dark moments, but they're met with a lot of light moments. And I feel like it's just like a fun, feel good type game. And like the character is funny and everything. So like that's a kind of series that I like to play in that moment where I'm feeling like at peace, chilling by myself. But yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
So for me, I don't know how to say a word that encapsulates.
Don't say a
these
word. You can
multiple-
describe it. Oh, you're saying like multiple experiences?
Well, I guess multiple modes where I feel the same experience.
Mm.
It's when I'm alone and I have my headphones in or
Mhm.
like AirPods in, listening to music, and I'm either rollerblading, ice skating, or very few times where I'm like going down, like doing snowboard runs on my
Mm.
own. Those are the moments where I feel like most. What was the word you used?
At peace.
Happy or at peace? Or
Happy and, to be honest with you, at peace. Yeah,
Mm.
both those things. One of the specific times that I'm thinking of is, I think Malcolm was with Isabel like at the bottom of the resort, and like I was just doing my own thing. I had a run where I went down and there's like this terrain park. I hit one of like the bigger jumps perfectly,
Mhm.
like
Nailed
I
it.
nailed it, and I was just like cruising, like I was just, you know what I mean? So
Everything
I don't
was
know
just-
why it is the case, like, and even with skating, like last winter, I found myself going a lot by myself to
Mm.
the community centers because these guys weren't always free.
Mm.
So I just went by myself, skated for a little bit, again listening to music. It just gives me a chance to like move and also
Mm.
be in my head almost.
Sure.
Like allow me to think and contemplate.
I know.
Like
a
I'm
lot
not purely like thinking just about snowboarding or
Yeah.
skating.
Mm.
Like I am primarily just like focusing on the activity, but I'm also finding myself wandering, kind of thing.
Is it a part of like? I feel like. Is it a part of it that you feel like it's like a body like mastery type thing? Like you're kind of like, is a part of the satisfaction like that you're doing something well or that you're kind of like you're doing it properly?
I
at
think
all?
so. I think especially with those two things where I started late with
Mm-hmm.
snowboarding and skating
Late in life, yeah.
late in life, so it's one of those things where I'm not the best at either of those things, and
The
it
improvement, right?
it does feel good to like slowly get better, and
'Cause-
yeah.
Because to me, the way I connect it to mine as well is that I feel like a part of one of the most satisfying things is to like the cleaning my room part and getting
Mhm.
everything organized part. For some
Mhm.
reason, like to me, a lot of these happy, peaceful moments are connected to kind of like work or kind of like hard work, pushing at something, like determination, something like that.
Mhm.
I feel like me just being completely like just chilling, I'm always gonna have like a part in the back of my head where I'm like, oh, but I didn't do what I needed to do today. I didn't
Yeah.
finish my chores. I didn't exercise. I didn't do something.
Yeah.
But what's good about yours is that you're doing two birds with one stone. You're exercising and you're like doing something properly and you're improving at it,
Mm.
and you get the chance to just like chill and reflect. And I think like to me, if it was just sitting and playing video games, it wouldn't be nearly as satisfying. It's like half as satisfying than if I like take care of my shit first and then do that. So that's like a really integral part of it for me that I thought of when you were saying like you're doing something and you're
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you hear that.
Yeah,
Matthew.
Matty.
One moment, everybody.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my
no.
gosh.
I
Oh,
had
no.
like
you
a
a question
tickle in my throat for like I was trying not to like. I was trying to wait for my turn. So
It was
I
the
didn't
liver and
cough.
onions.
It was the liver and onions. Yeah, my chest also a little fucked up right now. I don't know what's going on here. I think
Does
it's,
your heart hurt?
no, that's on this side.
Oh.
But it's, I don't know. I think those Bean
Yeah, I saw you.
Boozled
I
did
saw you.
something
I
to
saw
me.
you. Like in the middle of the Star Wars thing, he's going like this. He was like just pressing his chest.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
don't know.
is Matty hitting the gym these days, or what's
I
going
don't
on?
know. It's like I mean, clearly, it's just I don't know. I'm like kind of sore right now, but I
Honestly,
haven't been
Matt-
all day. I don't know.
Matty
what's
has
up.
a very good starting build. I
Thank
feel
you.
like for
So when are you gonna join?
but everyone's doing it.
It's just like
Peer
drugs.
It's a big thing in the
Yeah.
group.
It's
right?
just like drugs. Everybody's doing it, so get on board. I feel like I have numerous answers
I feel like you would.
to this question. The big one, or like one of them, would be just like sitting in my basement playing video games alone is a like comfort state for me. It doesn't even matter what the game is, because obviously if I'm playing something that's like fun, that's fun. But even I'm still, because I haven't had as much time working my way through freaking Dead Space remake, and
It's on sale now. I'm thinking of getting it.
it's so good. That's the kind of game. It's a horror game, so it's I'm playing it and I'm
Scared.
shitting my pants the whole time, but I'm still, as weird as it sounds,
This
like
is awesome.
at ease,
Sure.
and having a good time or whatever. So that's a big one. Driving, like Malcolm mentioned, just alone, windows down with the music is a big one for me. You want to jump in? Please jump in.
You know what I miss? Share play, where I could just watch you play horror. Because remember, I used to watch you play Resident
Yeah,
Evil.
it was one of the
like-
Resident Evil remakes. It might have been 2
I
remake.
like horror games, but I don't like being the one in control. Because I don't want to be the one to die kind of thing.
I found that a lot with I feel like a lot of people. I think even Matty was talking about. Were you talking about this with Varsh at some point? Where you're playing a video game with her or something?
Last of Us, right?
I feel like we were talking about Last of Us, where because it's one of those things where I feel like a lot of people playing the game who aren't used to playing video games or horror video games, they're playing, and then they something comes to attack them and they freak out and they just let it. They can't do it.
Yeah.
And then so it's it's interesting. It's fun for them to watch the story, but you're actually you're the one in control of it.
Yeah, but so yeah, the video game.
I don't know how we got off onto that tangent, but
driving around with the music is a big one. I think I've said it before on the show, but just sitting in my backyard on a hot summer day.
that's a good one.
With
huh?
a beer, perhaps, maybe a little snack like some peanuts, and just sitting. Even if I'm just sitting there listening to music or not doing anything, but usually if I'm specifically out there reading a comic or something, that is arguably my most zen state, and it's similar to the video game thing where I'm engaged with what I'm doing almost more so, because I feel like that is the one similarity about reading and video games, is that they don't happen unless you make it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas you could be watching a movie
Passive.
and check your phone or something, and
Sure.
it's the movie's still going on or whatever, or you get distracted by something else. But it's when you get distracted reading, you're not reading anymore, and that's it.
Or in the
kinda
game you
thing.
die or
in
whatever.
the game, yeah, you're just, so it requires a certain amount of attention, and I feel like that focus is good. But man, there's so many. I feel going to the movie theater alone.
You've done that before? I've never done that before.
I do it every once in a while, and I find actually
What's going on here? I see looks. What's
He
happening?
keeps looking at me for some reason.
Stop looking at him.
The thought that's in my mind, sorry, it's really off topic, but how have we not commented on his Band-Aid?
I was
asked him
gonna
about it.
say because you know what it is, because I asked him about his Band-Aid before we started
That's right,
rolling,
too.
so it just didn't even occur
That's
to me to
right, yeah.
mention on the show. Malcolm got beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But going to the movies every once in a while, because when I'm at the movies with you guys, or Patrick and I's work friends, or even if it's Varsha and I going to see something, when you're with somebody else, it's a more social.
Why? I'm looking at you because you're talking, and then he's just laser in on me.
That's what he's doing.
He's looking at you, so I can't look into his
He just goes like this. He just goes.
yeah. But look at Matty. He's talking.
I can't look
Patrick,
into his eyes.
close your eyes for the rest of this episode. No, but
Perfect.
even when you're at a movie with other people,
He's almost there.
it's a social thing. Whereas I find when I'm at a movie theater watching a movie by myself, it's almost like I tune everybody else in the theater out, and it feels like I'm just watching a movie at home by myself, kind of thing. And I don't do it very often because usually we go see movies together. But it's if a Japanese movie comes out that I know you guys don't give a shit about, I'll go see that kind of thing, or the next one will probably, unless anybody wants to come,
Godzilla.
but when the new Japanese Godzilla comes out in December, that will be one that I'm fucking in the theater for.
Is it gonna be in Japanese? Yo, Parasite was crazy, bro.
Parasite was crazy.
I will
That's
probably go watch it in Japanese.
That's a Korean movie, but anyway.
No, I was just thinking subtitle movies. I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
see.
Yeah.
Foreign films, perhaps.
Foreign films.
But yeah, so I feel like that's one. And in terms of recently, I think I mentioned it on when I talked about my vacation, was when we were at, it wasn't the hotel we were staying at. It was just another one we went to for dinner and, drinks and whatever. And it was when the sun was setting over the ocean, and I was just sort of standing in the sand, with the waves hitting my feet and shit, with a cocktail, and just standing there watching the sunset, drinking, and just sort of people watching and, just soaking it all in.
Yeah. Can I add?
Yeah.
So, I would say being in the ocean
Mm.
is also one. Snorkeling, just like
Um,
seeing all the like fish and the wildlife under the water.
That can be, but also the ocean sometimes.
The
horrifies
ocean
me.
can the ocean can be very scary, but you know when the sun's out and
Mhm.
I also
we're
want to
having
add,
fun.
now that Patrick mentioned that, I was going to say it before he mentioned
I'd
that.
like to
but-
request Patrick to open his eyes because it's bothering the shit out of me.
But a recent one that now that I thought of a recent one was when I was in the Bahamas. I was at a shitty little island because it was really ghetto and they didn't advertise what was actually there. Everything was closed. But there was one little beachy area. I got my snorkel gear on all by myself, just jump in the water and just hours just swimming around, just doing a little doggy paddle really slow. I see something cool at the bottom, I go for a dive. I just pick it up, I'm looking, like if it's a clam, I'll like smash it open and I'll feed to the fish and see how many come out and get it. And it's just I can just do it for hours.
When you say snorkel gear, this is what I imagine: you with goggles, a snorkel, the little fins, and a little nose,
Like the water wings.
the water wings, and
What
then
about the fish flappy feet? Flappy feet
the
thing?
fins, and then a nose plug as well.
How dorky do you think I
Like,
look?
like it's a cart. Like he's in a cartoon.
Like he's in a cartoon.
Even to that though, like just being at the recent example to me was just there's something about for me whether I'm in my yard just sitting, even if I'm not reading, I'm literally just lying there, music's playing or it's not, whatever. Just sitting in my yard on like a nice summer day, standing there at the beach recently like I did, or just being at the beach and not even going in and swimming, just kind of like hanging out in the fucking sand or whatever. There's something about that specific, like just being
Can you
outdoors.
stop, bro?
what?
I can't. Every time
I'm
I'm looking at Matty, you're just like
switching.
locked in.
What are you talking about? I'm switching. I swear to God, I'm not.
I ignored it for
I
like.
promise, the Lord my God, I'm
There was
not.
at the end you switched, but for a long 10 seconds. I
No,
was
dude,
just
that-
like,
you just have to
the
ignore it.
camera's
You just have to
recording.
ignore it.
The camera's recording. You can see.
Alright,
You can look back.
He
I
has,
wasn't.
he has no
Matty.
reason to be looking at me, but for some reason Matty talking, he's like,
yeah. Matty, I'm so sorry. Continue.
For there's just something about that being outdoors and not doing anything that I just find that a very comfortable thing. Even last year when we did the cottage, and there was one morning I think where I was like the first person up, and I just went and sat down by the dock in that
Oh,
chair,
yeah.
and then like slowly you guys kind of
Trickled in.
and joined me and whatever. Like even just that of just sitting there, it was like a little cooler out 'cause it
wonderful
was the
time.
morning and we were right on the water. It's like just sitting there, no music. I'm not doing anything. I'm literally just staring at like the lake in front of us and the trees, and I'm total zen kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out one more for myself, and then I'd like to just do like a quick side question, and we'll end it off.
Okay.
But for me, another one is, and I didn't mention it because I've talked about it in the past on a different episode. But to me, like one of those like I'm happiest alone moments is like basically like getting ready for something, like getting ready to go out, and I have like I'm in my bathroom and I'm like I've just showered, and I'm getting ready to shave, and I'm like I have my music playing, and everything's all organized, and I'm just like. I don't know. So I usually play a lot of feel-good music, just like light, fun music. I like playing "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" by Tears for Fears. That's a fun one for me to just get ready to. And then it's like picking my outfit and laying it out on my bed and like going back and forth between my bed and my bathroom and just like I don't know, just feeling really, really like clean and neat and everything's going well and just like in a good mood. That's one of my favorite like at home alone moments is like getting ready and feeling good about it. But yeah. And then the second thing I wanted to ask you guys is like. What's the most like peaceful activity that you like doing like with all together, or with like you can add a family or friend, just family friends type thing or family. But to me, hands down, it's between two things, hands down. So it's not hands down, I guess. One is like spinning the wheel and watching a movie together. Everyone's in their spots. We got food or something. We went to McDonald's or something like that, and then we're all like we're all clapping along to the music to like spin the wheel, and it's like I don't know, like the screen's there, and it's just like we're all looking towards one thing and we're excited to do it, and that's like a fun, peaceful moment for me. And then another one would be like all going to a restaurant together. To me, there's a peace in that, even though there's like it's loud. Oftentimes, like people being crazy and like singing or karaoke something, but at the same time, like I feel very at peace, even though it's like a hectic setting. I just feel like relaxed knowing that we're all breaking bread together and just having a good time, just like laughing and stuff, and it's gonna be a good time. I've never gone to a restaurant with you guys and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to be here, it's not gonna be a good time. It's like, no, we'll eventually, like, even if it starts kind of slower, like we'll have a good time, we'll laugh. At some point we'll laugh till we're crying, like, and we'll eat food together, it's a good time. So
Yeah, it's kind of like last week, or not last week,
Two-
but
yesterday.
2 weeks
a couple
ago,
weeks ago, I
when you
know.
talked about your topic, like the hanging out with friends thing.
That's why I think if I had to lean towards one, it would be the wheel one, because that one to me speaks to what I want to like hit on in this topic, as
Right.
opposed to other topic, which is like the peaceful part of it. Because like
Yeah.
best hangout could be more exciting.
Doing
but-
like a restaurant or something, like that's more like fun, but that also
Yeah.
feels like more of an event where, movie, whether it's like at one of our houses or going to the theater, like, and watching a movie together, that, because it's not so, it's still a social activity, but because it's not really, because you're all just sort of
Up-tempo.
like watching one thing, that is like a good time. Or even like if it's a sports thing, I mean, when we're all together watching like, you know, a UFC thing, for example, like I know the three of you care about it more
well,
than
like,
I do.
even the NHL playoffs.
But
is
yeah,
fun.
when we were watching like the Leaf playoffs or something, and that was something where like everybody's more locked
That
in,
is so
Losers.
fun, bro.
or like when
I
these
love
fucking-
watching the Leafs in the playoffs.
or like when
bro.
we were watching Team Canada in the World Cup, like the soccer thing, like
Yep.
that was another one too, where it's like all being like equally invested and sort of
Yes.
locked in on one thing. And even though it has the like highs and lows of like, you know, we're fucking winning and that's exciting, or it's like, we're losing and that
Oh,
fucking
they
sucks.
suck. Oh.
But
It sucks.
I remember the thrill of like, even when we were watching the playoffs, it's like anything could happen. Like, what if they come back, and then they would come back? Remember that one time at my house, and they were like down
Yeah.
4 or whatever, and they won the whole game. I was
Yeah.
like, this is insane.
So it's like that is even though there's excitement, again, it's similar to like playing a spooky video game where it's like you wouldn't think of it as a peaceful thing, but there's something about it that's just in a
There's-
group setting as opposed to alone time.
There's peace in like, I guess there's is there peace in kind of like knowing what it is, or everyone being on the same page, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that it's like
it's like a camaraderie type thing where it's like I
Yeah.
don't know about the horror game thing. I guess because the horror games, like if you just love video games and you love horror games, even though it's like scary, you're like, I love this. You're
yeah, it's
back.
just, to me, it's just the act of playing a video game. Because even like you mentioned Last of Us being a much more like serious thing. It's like
it's still
if I'm
peace,
playing
you know?
a serious, heavy, whatever, thoughtful game or something that's like sad or like emotionally upsetting, I'm still
excited and
like,
happy.
yeah, I'm still in a sort of like tranquil, I'm engaging with this thing I love, or
And it's
whatever.
It's also very peaceful to like see the progression of the game, and like you're getting more power ups or abilities or whatever, and you're going through a skill tree. And
Yeah.
it's like every time you go back in, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this next thing soon, and you're like gonna see what's gonna happen in the story next. So it's like, even if it's you're right, even if it's like scary or messed up in the game, like the story, there's a peace in just that activity in general.
Yeah, and I think
I'm
another
sweating
one.
so much, dude.
I know it's hot as fucking here. Another one I would toss out, I guess more as an alone thing, but it can be with other people. But I feel like I also find a lot of comfort in going back to certain things. So it's like rewatching movies,
or a podcast episode or
or-
something.
yeah, like a funny YouTube video or podcast thing, or replaying video games. That also offers a certain amount of
Oh, dude.
piece, because it's like, I have watched and will continue to watch Jaws 1,000 fucking times, but it's like I'm so just happy and at
Dude.
ease watching that movie or a million other movies that I like rewatching.
to
And video
me-
games is the same thing.
To me, it's Coraline. Like, I think about watching Coraline once or twice a year, and every time I'm excited to watch it somehow. Because a lot of movies that I watch, like, even if I love them, I'm not like, I really want to rewatch that soon. I'm excited to rewatch it soon. But for some reason, just like that movie in specific, I never get bored of it. I can always rewatch it. Like, there's some movies that I think are incredible, but I wouldn't want to watch again and again and again. Like a movie like Parasite. I love that movie, but it's not one where I'm like, I need to watch it again and again and again. Like, it's like once or twice. It's an excellent movie, but I'm not like, yeah, there's a very, it's like the same idea of like rewatching a sitcom too, right? If you like watch The Office like 4 or 5 times, or you watch How I Met Your Mother, there's a certain piece in it because you're like, I love this so much, this piece of content, but like, I'm going to pick up on new things this time, or maybe I'm like, I forget some of the things that happen. And so like, you're rediscovering things and like re-laughing, like, oh yeah, this is hilarious. I remember this point. Like, there is a comfort in re-experiencing things for sure. Anyway, well, that was my topic, and yeah, let's be at peace.
Cool. Let's be at me.
Be happy.
Peace be with you. All right, boys, you're gonna need to put your thinking caps on for this one a little bit.
No. Come on. No, I
Thank
gotta-
you. Dude, actually,
You're gonna like this.
every
though.
time I talk, I smell shit.
From the Bean Boozled? Oh
It's
no!
like on my tongue.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are gonna like this, I think.
Hmm.
So imagine you're speaking with someone who's new to you. We'll call this person Jim. Okay, Jim What are you
Who else-
laughing? I haven't
who-
said anything
Who else,
funny.
who else thought about Jim from The Office?
I thought about Jim from You Don't Mess Around with Jim Croce.
Interesting. Go ahead,
Anyways,
Patrick.
you're talking to Jim, and the topic of video games comes up.
Mhm.
Jim proclaims that he is not into video games. However, he would like to experience that world. He
Mhm.
doesn't know where to start.
Mm.
You need to think of a video game
Mm-hmm.
that will hook someone on to video games, pretty much.
I
What
like
game? What game would you recommend to someone who's never played video games but wants to get into it? I can go first if you
This
guys
is. I just want to toss out. This is different, but similar to. I have thought. I don't know if you guys have thought of this, but I think if there ever comes a time in my life where I am to spread my seed and
the first kid.
sire a
first-
child,
Yes.
and I want to introduce video games to them. This is a thing that I have long since thought about of like, because I also have an appreciation for like older games. So I think about it where I'm like, well, where do I start them? Do I start them with fucking Super Mario Brothers and like Mega Man, or are they gonna not be into that? Do I start them with like what would be current at the time? Do I start them with what would be old to them, but like for me would be, you know, God of War or whatever?
Never say spread my seed again.
But with Jim, because this is a full-grown
Yeah,
individual
he's an adult. Yeah.
and not a child that I'm influencing. This is an interesting one.
For
may I
me-
Start.
May
Or
I
somebody
begin?
starts.
Oh, do you
I
want to
think.
begin?
For me, I would say, hey Jim, try Spider-Man. That's what I would say.
You motherfucker! I wanted to go first.
Spider-Man.
Really?
Spider-Man PS4.
You guys both had Spider-Man?
Well, I have a few games, but the
Interesting.
first one that I would propose is Spider-Man PS4 for a
Yep.
few reasons.
Yep.
You piece of shit. For a few reasons. One, it's really bright, colorful. I feel like upbeat is not entirely the right word to encapsulate like the vibe, but it's like fast-paced. The video game mechanics are not difficult whatsoever.
The gameplay
It's
is
almost
very simple.
it's satisfying in a sense, like
Swinging
the
and-
mechanics and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And the story is unbelievable. It's
Mhm.
again, we've mentioned this on the show before. It's the only video game that's elicited tears from me. So story's amazing, easy gameplay, and bright, sort of satisfying visuals. Almost is what
Yeah.
I would say. That's the elevator pitch of Spider-Man.
now,
PS4.
here's what I will toss
But you don't
out.
agree. You said really Spider-Man.
No, I just couldn't believe that you guys both had the same game. Here's what I'll toss out, though. And this is similar, again, to my future maybe child, if they maybe happen to exist. When you say somebody who wants to get into video games,
Yes, there's a few ways you could take.
are
this.
we taking liberties with the fact of like they have some understanding? Because like I've heard people in like video game podcasts I listen to talk about this, where it's like if you were going to introduce somebody to video games who had never played one in their life, it might be too much to ask of them to introduce them to like a 3D game like Spider-Man, where you're operating movement
Have you seen-
and camera.
I would,
at
I would,
the same
Matty-
I would
time.
agree with that statement if we were living in the 1980s.
No. Matty's right. Have any of your parents ever tried to like pick up a controller and see? I've seen people like I'd be like, oh, mom, try this out, or dad, try this out. Like maybe you'd like it as a kid, and it was like 3D games. And just like Matty's saying, operating the camera, they have no idea what's going on. I've seen people try to play Call of Duty that have never played a video game before, and it's a very simple game: aim, shoot, reload, grenade, whatever. And they just can't seem to get it. They're just up and down, and they just can't seem to focus on where they want to go. So I think the idea of like a 3D game could potentially pose troubles for people, which is why like one of my answers is gonna be a point and click type game because it's less demanding on the actual gameplay front, but interesting on the story front and is a good like introduction to it. Can I just jump in and
Go for it. What's the game?
the one that I have a couple, but the first one that I would want to throw out is, I mean, I wasn't thinking of a specific game, but just like a point and click type game. I think if I had to go with like a more modern one that I feel like would be like cool for people to play is Detroit Become Human. That game is like you have your own path. You play as different characters, different perspectives, and you make different decisions, and then it goes down to a different path depending on if you choose to kill this person or free them or whatever, or if you choose to run away or stay or whatever it is. So and there is a little bit of gameplay where you walk around, you look at things, you start to learn how to use the camera to like look at where you want to look and then talk to this person or talk to this person. And it's not super high paced, like you're just like going crazy. Like it kind of eases into it, I guess. So that's one game. A second game that I would say is The Last of Us. I'd recommend The Last of Us just because you can make the settings like very easy or like even do like auto aim. But to me, that game is like the best representation of story that you could get in a game. So like to me, a lot of people most people love video movies and TV, but a lot of people who aren't into video games, they're kind of like nervous that it's going to be like too much to handle, too much all at once, whatever. But to me, it's like if you were to reduce the settings, The Last of Us would be like a riveting story that you're watching play out, and like the gameplay isn't too demanding if you like turn on auto aim and stuff like that. So that'd be another one. And then a third one I put on here probably would be, I'm just looking at my top 10 list and like I'm picking from that. But another one to me might be like Ghost of Tsushima. I feel like that's a really cool game if you're like, if the person happens to be into like samurai or like into that sort of like, you know, warrior type shit.
What's Jim into?
So I feel like, and that game is like, it's beautiful, it's big, you'll ride around on a horse, and like to me that might be a little bit more advanced for a beginner, so that's why I'd probably go with point and click first. And then if they're comfortable enough with aiming and shooting and stuff like that, then I'd go to Last of Us. And then if they were like at some point, but if we're gonna just go beginner, I'd say the Detroit Become Human, because it's a really cool story. It's like watching a movie, but you're like controlling it in a simple way.
For me, another one I wanted to add for simplicity. Also, I know what you guys are saying like 2D, 3D. I was thinking just in terms of like getting someone hooked on video games. Like they want to get into it.
Yeah.
I want to give them something good that they're gonna like. But I'm also thinking like I don't play many 2D video games, so I don't have many to choose from. But something older I would have suggested is the original Ratchet and Clank. That was my favorite game as a kid.
Is it 2D?
No, it's not 2D.
Oh,
I'm not suggesting 2D.
Oh, okay.
But it was just a very simple game to get into, really easy to understand. Like you don't have a ton of weapons. It's just one button to shoot and use kind of everything you have. You're just like collecting coins and buying new things. And it's just like very straightforward planets, a very straightforward map. You know what you're doing. You know where to go. And it's just all fun at the same time. And like it kind of gets you addicted. Like you just want to keep playing.
You know what's another good one too? I feel like maybe like a straightforward kind of like a fighting game. I feel like a fighting game is like you move back and forth.
I think I would disagree with that.
Fighting
let me
game
tell
is
you, but-
good because
but
it
to me,
removes camera.
Yeah, but
It's
then,
just control. But the only thing, which I assume, Patrick, you might be thinking the same thing, is it requires a certain
Combos?
amount of like the button inputs and
yeah,
like
but to
all
me,
that shit.
But to me, that all goes away if you face someone who's also a beginner. So to me, it's like it would depend. It would depend on if you're facing someone who's like who's played before. It would be the worst thing to show someone because they'd be like turned off by like, oh, I can't even compete.
I agree with that a little. I can see someone like playing Mortal Kombat or something, like just like getting in with a couple buttons at first and be like, oh, this is fun.
For
like
me,
let
the
me
first time you chain a combo
try
together,
a simple combo, and
Yeah.
that was cool. What if I try this more complicated combo?
And even if you're button mashing and you're facing someone who's also a button masher or someone who's a beginner, and it's just like a really fun like, oh, I can get used to this. Like we're all trying to like nail moves to get like, you know.
Yeah, I see that. For me, what I would think, and again I could be wrong, is that it shows less of the aspects of video games. Like it's pretty like
it's one-dimensional
almost.
Yeah.
But like I'm not entirely convinced of the 2D 3D thing. I don't know why I'm not convinced of it.
I've just personally seen people
I'm not
try
saying
to
there's
do
not
it.
going to be a learning.
Yeah.
I know there is going to be a learning curve
Yeah.
for sure, but I don't think it's as steep as what the video game podcast people are making it out
I
to
think
be.
it depends if Jim is a young person, then it shouldn't be a problem. He'll adjust.
Yeah.
Even if he's never played a video game before.
Yeah.
But if it's an older person,
Yeah.
I've seen older people try to play, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing they've even like. They're not into technology, for example.
Yeah.
So it might just be a technology issue.
It might be a technology issue, but if I were to consider that,
Mm.
I would say Mario is like. I feel like it's
That's
like
a classic.
I feel like it's a no-brainer. I
Mm.
feel
Well,
like you.
I have two here.
Okay.
In terms of what I think, mine, I'm trying to think of it in a like realistic way of like what would you give somebody that would make sense. And to me, a game like Super Mario Brothers 3 is probably what I would go with. Because at first I was like, well, you could do something like Tetris, because anybody can play Tetris, and it's also straight up a perfect game. But then I was like, but if I was gonna start somebody with games, that to me would be similar to saying like, I don't know, Pac-Man or Galaga, where it's like anybody can pick up and play those because they aren't that hard and they are 2D, but I feel like those are more, I mean, the other two, Pac-Man and Galaga, are literally arcade games, but like Tetris is more arcadey in that sense of like, you're not really progressing or doing anything. You're just sort of doing it until you lose kind of thing. Whereas I feel like a platformer like Mario, for example, would be good because you're still progressing and you can beat it in quotes.
I don't know why while he was talking I was just like imagining like I was like what if I just like I don't know why. You guys ever think when someone's talking like what if they just got punched in the face? Like, it was so
I
random.
think about being the one that punches them just for fun.
No, I was just thinking like you're like talking and you're talking about like, you know, the game that you'd introduce to someone, and then just like boom, like in the chin, and you're just like your hat falls off and shit. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. But Mario, so I think Mario is a good place to start. And even in 2D games, there's like so many options. But I would not start with like a Castlevania or a Mega Man because A, they're hard, and B, like those both introduce combat and like
what about a Shovel Knight?
weapons. Even Shovel Knight would be good. That would be
That's a great game.
good because that's 2D in combat, but that's like
Dude,
easy enough that you could get through.
I know. I think you borrowed my DS. I want to get it back at some point just to play Shovel Knight again. Have you been playing it?
The DS?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I bought like a bunch of Zelda games and
Oh,
have been
really?
playing
You know,
them on that.
I just want to butt in here real quick. Another game I really like on the DS is Kirby. I love Kirby.
Dude, that's a really
That's-
good one.
That's an
Easy,
example of a
super
2D
easy,
game that, like,
fun,
yes,
though.
there's maybe combat and stuff, but it's not like soul crushing
Dude,
kind of thing.
have you played Kirby Planet Robobot?
I have not.
Can you please play? I think I have it on the DS. It's like a newer Kirby game, and you like, you know how like he has like the fire ability, and then he has different abilities. In this one, there's like abilities that you have, but then if you get into mechs that all have different abilities, so there's like a sword mech, and the sword mech has like both arms are just swords, and you just like swing through blocks and like kill enemies. And then there's one that's like a jet one, and you can fly around with it. And then there's one that's like a fire one, and he just like you can like aim up or down like this, and then like when you like lock it in, it just like flamethrowers. It's like a really fun, cool, easy game for someone to get into. They're not gonna get frustrated. They're not gonna keep dying over and over again. Like, oh, I can't handle this shit. It's colorful. It's fun. It's cute. I think that's a really good introduction for sure.
What the fuck was I saying? Yeah, so I would go with Mario just because it is platforming, but it's 2D. There's not really combat in any of these things. You could maybe try like an old school 2D Zelda, like A Link to the Past or something, because there's combat and like puzzle solving, but it's still 2D, and I feel like it's manageable enough. But the reason I would go with like a Mario or a maybe Zelda is that like it's something you can beat, you can make progress, and it's not just an arcade thing where it's like here's fucking Tetris.
Can I play devil's advocate though? I feel like a
Please.
lot of people who are not into video games would be like, "Oh, what is this like nerdy? Like, this is stupid," because it's like an old game. I feel like a lot of people, even people who are gamers, are not into old games just because
Sure.
they're old. And
Well,
people just block it out that
we're
way.
talking about somebody that wants to get into video games, though. So
That's
I feel like
true.
they're not going to be
They have
like,
an
that's too nerdy.
they-
for
Yeah,
me."
They have an
that's
open
why
mind.
like even if I was because
Fair.
I'd also thought about like maybe like a 3D Mario maybe to kind of teach somebody the 3D stuff,
Like
but even
Galaxy
in that
World
like
or
I would
something?
probably go with like Odyssey or something because I think if you gave you could give somebody who doesn't know anything about video games Mario 64 and I don't think they'd care, but like I know there are people now who would be like, why am I going to play Mario 64?
Dude,
It looks like shit or
what about like
something.
Mario Kart or something like that, like a fun competitive?
I don't even
The
like
other,
that shit.
the other
Maybe.
thing about the whole 2D, 3D thing is, I don't know why you would opt to give them a 2D thing, as if that was going to help them navigate a 3D thing.
It's not that it
the
helps,
learning curve is going to come anyways.
It's not that
So
it
that's why I
helps.
would assert.
I'm sorry, I was.
That's why I would assert a game like Spider-Man, because it shows like graphics of the modern day. It's easy game mechanics and satisfying game mechanics, and a great story.
You know,
if
you know
you're
what's good
gonna
about it
do,
too is
if
that
you
the
were
auto
gonna do
lock
a 3D
camera.
thing
That's
though,
right.
that's why I think something maybe like a 3D platformer, like a Mario, would be better because you're getting the ropes of 3D and like different things of like momentum or like you jump and you overshot the jump or you undershot it. Like you get those sort of like
Gauging
basics without like combat and like some of the things that like a Spider-Man would present. But the other option I would say, as opposed to Mario, if I was going to do something a little more contemporary and 3D, is I think I would go with a game by the name of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh
Really?
wow,
That
that's
sounds
so
difficult,
that's so
Matt.
intense.
Because
though.
here's the thing. Is it a big, beefy game? Yes. However, what I think works to Red Dead's strengths are twofold. A, because it's so cinematic, like a Last of Us or, mostly PlayStation games, because it's got that cinematic quality to it and the storytelling and characters are so fucking good. And just watching Red Dead 2 is like watching an entire 5 seasons of like a Breaking Bad or something. It's on that level of like that quality of shit. I think that grants you the sort of like storytelling and narrative and all that shit that like somebody might want that Mario doesn't have.
Yep.
And I feel like what works in Red Dead's favor is A, depending on certain settings you use, and B, like a lot of aspects of Red Dead, it's one of those games that almost plays itself in a lot of ways. Like they have the cinematic mode thing when you're riding on your horse where the camera just punches out and it's you just like riding on the horse.
Have you played
and,
it before? dude.
You're still missing
Unbelievable.
It,
Yeah, you could,
like
you
God
could,
of War.
you could do cinematic mode like Matty's saying, and it just like it'll make it like black bars on top and bottom, and then you could just like kind of ride your horse in a straight circle and a straight line, and it's just like
and
do
it's like
different
just
camera
different angles. Like
Mm.
one's like maybe more like top down, but like really far out, or one's maybe a little
the head of the
closer in,
horse
but like
or
a
whatever,
side
yeah.
profile or something. So
You
there's
have
a lot
to
of
still
aspects
holding
like
the
that.
analog stick. You'd
Yeah, I
still be
think
holding
You
it.
might just have to like tap X or some shit to like keep moving. Like I don't even know if you have to point it.
I think you
really.
could. I think you could do cinematic mode and move at the same time. It's like in GTA where you like change your camera angle for the car. There's one that's a cinematic car angle. Where
Yes.
You're driving and it's like kind of like at the front bumper, like low.
Yeah,
And
but
this one
you
is
still
one
have to control the car.
You
though.
do. So, but
Yeah.
like I think in Red Dead it's like most paths are pretty simple, so you could just like keep on it for a while.
Okay.
And just like hold it down.
So I feel like Red Dead has that. Even though it's got shooting and stuff in it, I feel like that too is simple and straightforward enough, and it's not like crafting like in Last of Us or like some of these other like there aren't a lot of mechanics. It's just point and shoot, which I feel like works to its benefit. I also think the fact that Red Dead 2, like GTA 5 when they added it, can be played in third or first person. So I feel like that helps too, of like it can be a thing of like I'm learning 3D. Maybe Jim wants to dip his toe into like first person stuff and
That's a
try
good point.
that kind of thing. So I just think Red Dead is like not that intense. I know there's like specific
not as
systems of
wacky
like
as- yeah.
feeding yourself or like hunting animals and skinning them and the side quests. Like obviously it's a lot to throw at somebody, but I think
Are those things supplementary though? Like you don't need to.
You don't
engage-
have
you don't really need
Yeah,
to do them. Like you
okay.
could just mainline it if you want to, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
so I think the narrative aspects and how strong that is mixed with the relatively simple mechanics of the game. I feel like if I was going to pick a more modern 3D game to throw at somebody, I might throw Red Dead 2 at them.
I just want to. I'm gonna just summarize my official pick again. Just to,
Okay.
so the reason I feel like Detroit Become Human would be really good. Have you played it before or seen it?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen
So
it.
it's like what I like about it is again like I feel like a lot of people love TV and movies and just stories, and so I feel like because the story is the main point of Detroit Become Human, not the gameplay, it would like hook people in. And then once they're in, they would learn how to use the camera, like I said, learn how to talk to people, kind of like learn the basics of how a video game works and like be engrossed in the story at the same time. But then they're also like, walking around, investigating things, whatever. And then I feel like games like Red Dead or games like Spider-Man could like come soon after because they've mastered the camera angles and they've mastered being a third-person character and walking around in a world. Because I feel like Detroit Become Human's very like... it's just like you're exploring. You're going and you're looking at a sign and you like learn more about it, or you ask someone a question, and then you can also control it. So I feel like a lot of people would feel like, oh, this is cool. I get to like make decisions and stuff like that, and it would just hook them into it. And then I feel like later, once they're like really good at controlling a character, then they can go into more fast-paced stuff and running around or like shooting people and skinning stuff and whatever. But I think that people would adjust to those games, but I feel like Detroit Become Human would be like the easiest choice in terms of gameplay. It's not very difficult at all, and that's why I like Kirby as a pick as well, because it's like very simple gameplay wise. There's somebody at the door.
Who's at your front door?
I don't know, and I have a sneaky suspicion as to who it is.
Who
Oh.
could it be?
Well,
Well, Patrick just stepped out, but that was a good topic. I'm
I
sure
like that.
Patrick was ready to go. It is something, like I said, just really quickly, that like it is something I kind of think about, where I'm like, man, if I ever have a kid one day and
didn't say
introduce them to
Bioshock,
video
huh?
games.
It's too
Bioshock
much?
is one where to me I would not start with first person shooters, even though I was
Sure.
just saying Red Dead can be played
It's a
first
little bit
person.
harder.
I wouldn't start with first person because it just the thing is I feel like there's a lot of things that because we know what we're doing, we take for granted. It's even like when we talked about the video game design topic, and I talked about like how when I played the first couple hours of The Last of Us with my mom, and when I was like, hey, it's cheating because I've played the game a handful of times, so I know where to go, but like when I'm walking with Tess in like the open area of the game or whatever, and I'm just going somewhere, and my mom's like, how the fuck do you even know like where to go? Because to her, it's just this realistically rendered environment. So it's like, how do you, and if like, the staircase, there's a couch blocking it or whatever, it's like, how do you know where to go? And then when I was explaining to her like well, with Last of Us, they used like yellow as their sort of guiding color. So you see like the, police tape blowing there. Like that's their visual cue of letting the player know where to go. And she's like, oh, that's interesting, all that shit.
And like you said, a lot of places are blocked off. I feel like and then a lot of like paths are clear and clean on the ground where you should go, and then like other places all grassy and fucked up.
Yeah, but
So-
it's like a normal person would be like, oh, I'm just gonna go right through the bushes. It's like you can't go through the bushes.
So you
kinda
have to,
thing.
I think you'd have to be a video game player to know those things, I guess.
That's I think the advantage of 2D2 is you don't have to worry about that stuff. It's just I mean depending on the 2D game,
Back
but
and
Mario
forth.
is left to right, so there's no way to like fuck that up. But yeah, I just think about there are things like that I think we take for granted. Like literally in a first-person shooter, not even moving, just aiming a reticle and a gun and pulling the trigger and like hitting a target. Even that is a thing of like we don't think about it, but it's
daunting
like
for people.
how many hundreds of hours have we spent playing Call of Duty or any other first-person shooter over time that it's just like second nature. You know what you're doing, which is like I wouldn't start somebody with BioShock, even though it's my favorite, because even that I feel like. It's also kind of horror, and unless somebody was like specifically into that, I don't know if they want to start there. But it's just like, I know it's infinitely slower, but it's the same reason why I wouldn't start with like Doom,
Sure.
because it's like who the hell is
intense.
ever gonna pick up Doom and know like what the fuck is going on kind of thing. Who's at the door?
So I don't remember who was in the car with me, but I got a call from a family friend yesterday.
I was there.
You
I
were
was
in the car with me?
Oh, you brought food?
He insisted, both my parents are in Egypt right now.
Oh, are
And-
they?
Yeah.
So we can
And-
be loud as we want.
Well, the episode's done, but oh my god. So he called me yesterday and he was like, "Oh, I want to buy you food. What do you guys like to eat? McDonald's." He said some other
Do you want
restaurants,
McDonald's?
Osmos. And I was like, "No, what do you mean?" But like, I didn't understand his proposition as well. I was like, "Are you gonna bring us food and then just leave? Or are you gonna come eat with us? Like, what are you gonna?"
Can I say
do?
something that's
Yeah.
interesting about you?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make it into a topic probably at some point, but I just
Yeah.
want to like preview it.
Sure.
Patrick, when he's talking to Egyptian people, he's Egyptian. He's talking to people who are like primarily Arabic speakers, and they know English, but like
Yeah.
their main language is Arabic, and their English isn't the best, or they have a thick accent, or their grammar isn't the best. He'll talk to them like he's talking to us.
Yeah, I do.
He'll be
do
like,
that. I
He'll
do
be like,
do
"Oh, hey, how's it going? Like, what's up?" And he'll be like, "Oh, whatever, whatever." And I'll be like, "Oh, like, I don't get what you mean. Like, do you want to like come hang out, eat, whatever?" He'll talk to them very regularly, which I respect, and I'd like to do that. But for some reason, when I talk to people from back home, I like think that they won't understand me when I'm talking like this, and I have to like not dumb it down, but just like be very simplistic, I guess, with the way
Yeah.
I'm talking.
I would like food. Yes,
Yes, please. Yeah, it sounds like I'm sure it sounds condescending, but to me, it's like out of a place of like not wanting to confuse them.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, so
So this guy brought you food.
Long story short, he brought us food. He left now.
What did he bring?
My dad called me the other day. I told him about it. He was like, "Do not let him get you food."
What did he get you?
Shawarma.
Bro, so now you're not gonna go out you and eat with me.
I was about to say, Mark, you're out of luck for a dinner partner.
I don't know. Maybe I go you eat some shawarma after.
Sweet.
Whoa,
Sweet.
he's gonna double down and do both. Where's the
Yeah,
shawarma
leave
from?
it for lunch
No
tomorrow.
idea. It's from this place. He says is excellent.
Interesting. Where's he live?
So this was a. Wait, why did I say that? The heck? Bleep this. Why'd you ask me that?
Bleep. I don't know.
All right, let's
'Cause
wrap
I
this
just
up,
was
ladies and
trying to
gentlemen.
figure out the shawarma.
Yeah, let's
Anyways,
wrap it up, huh?
fuck this. Thank you once again
Wait,
for
you guys.
tuning in.
What were you guys talking about? While I was going.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I just
doesn't
brought
matter.
up. We were just talking more about your topic, but it's okay, sweetie. We handled it. We landed the plane. Thank you for tuning in once again. Please like, share, subscribe. You can find us on YouTube,
Google Play,
and Google Play, and wherever you get your audio podcast.
0 hours.
Still 0
minutes,
hours
yeah.
and 0 minutes, 0 seconds on Google Podcasts.
Actually, I haven't checked it in a couple weeks, so maybe there's
Maybe
probably
we
the
got
same.
one view.
Probably the
It
same.
probably blew up.
I can check it right now.
Would anybody like to add anything? Let's go around the horn here before we go. Does anybody have
You guys
anything?
start while I check this.
No.
I love Star Wars,
Mm.
and I like chilling by myself and playing video games.
Mm.
And
And I don't like shitty tasting jelly beans.
I don't like shitty
And
tasting
we
jelly-
don't like shitty tasting jelly beans.
And video games are fun.
And let's not do that for a while, huh?
Yeah,
folks?
let's not do that for a
Let's.
while.
Oh shit! There goes the fucking. This thing's falling apart. Malcolm, anything to get off your chest here?
No.
Malcolm's got nothing. I also have nothing to say. I'm fucking ready to go. Here.
I got
Alright.
the numbers in
Now we're
front of me
waiting for
here.
Patrick.
All right.
You were checking
0
Google Play.
minutes. 0 minutes played. 0 plays. 1 subscriber. That's me.
On Google
I'm the
Podcasts.
one subscriber on Wildly Adequate Google Podcasts. I do have our Spotify numbers up right now. Also, in the last 7 days, we have how many streams? 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14 streams in the last 7 days.
Oh.
That's
Total
cool.
145 streams. So 20 listeners all time.
Look at that.
Very nice. Thank you,
We're
everybody.
coming for you,
Thanks.
fucking
Appreciate it.
Joe Rogan. But anyways, goodbye.
For you, Joe Rogan.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.
Let's fucking go. Oh my god. Holy shit. What the fuck was that?
Just a noise I had to
Donald
make
Duck
for no
having a
reason.
stroke.
Oh my god.
Malcolm would be a good voice actor.